Hooray! Hi guys, it's Ago Lelomatams, also known as Gelawapa Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to this live stream, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that Gelawapa Z post a video. Great to see you, and I just want to say thank you for more than 75,300 subscribers. I am so grateful, honestly, with the love and the care that you guys keep on showing me on this YouTube channel, Na Totala Sana. For those of you who would like to join this discussion, I'm just dropping the links now so that you can connect with us on this live stream. It's important that we discuss because it's about you and me. Thank you so much. Tell me where you're watching me from. It's a girl Lelamo Tams, also known as Gelawapa Z. So I've shared videos on my YouTube channel concerning the happenings in Zambia. And some of you may not be aware of certain things that are going on. And I have deliberately shared those videos so that you can, okay, so it's at the moment on Facebook, it's showing friends only. So I'm making it public right now on my Facebook page so that people can join the live stream, and then on YouTube as well. Thank you so much. Tell me where you're watching me from. I can see people are coming on board now. So if you want to join the live stream and be part of the discussion, hi, Zambian Fabness watching us all the way from Norway. Hi, Mimi, good to see you. So those are the links that I'm dropping right now via Facebook. And those of you who want to join, oh, Toela from Florida, good to see you, sis. It's amazing to have everyone on board watching right now. And I know by the time we continue discussing, we'll be somewhere in a few minutes. So thank you so much for your love, your care. I'm so grateful. Also, Andrew is watching us from oh yeah, Andrew is watching us from Lusaka. So here is a link to join us on the live stream. I'm also going to invite people on the WhatsApp groups as well. Those who would like to join us, please join the stream to discuss these things. It is your entitlement to be part of this program. We are live now. We are live. Matthew's watching from Lundazi. So briefly, I will be just talking about what's going on in Zambia at the moment. You have seen the videos that I've shared, particularly on the CADERISM in Zambia. We've also seen videos from the police where a cadre was beaten up and he was taken to Kawata police station. Some people don't buy that video. So you let me know what you think of the videos. Hi, Chilifiawala, good to see you all the way from Zambia. Hi, Sandra from the UK. Hi, Dominic from Mongo, good to see you. So you can even comment whatever you feel of what's going on in Zambia, and then I will share it on the screen. Emmy says, thank you for updating us. Emmy's Kundwa from MUFULIRA Copper Belt. So keep on sharing whatever you want to say. And for those of you who want to join the streams, we are now live. Thanks. Let me see. Let me send the link to different groups. Okay, let me send to even these other people that want to individually join the live streams. Andrew Kazamaza says, pronounce my name. I will keep on watching. Thank you. Hi, Annette. How are you? And share this live stream as well. So I'll also do a watch party on my Facebook as well, because sometimes it doesn't really show. Yeah, it does that. It does that. We are live now. Okay. Who else? Okay, Leonard watching from Kawe. So anyone who wants to join, just click on the link and you can join. Alex Kayombo watching you live from Ikelenga. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Alex, for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we are live now. Join via the link. I know sometimes it takes time for people to join us via the link, but you can join us. Hi, Priska. How are you? Good to see you. Leonard watching from Kawe, Jackson from Lusaka, Mwinulunga. Wow, this is good. So John Soccer, anybody who wants to join and be part of the live stream to discuss what's going on in Zambia, join via the link right now. Yep, yeah, okay. Okay, I can see people I can see now. People are slowly joining. Okay, so I'll try and do a watch party because normally watch parties work as well. From Lusaka. Oh, okay. Hi, from Siavonga. Wow, Chililabombo Priska, good to see you. Let me start a watch party. Alive now. So our live streams are usually in the evenings around this time, but then we're trying to make sure we have them quite often. But it depends on the content because there's so many videos, so many. Hi, Titia. Much respect and love from Scotland. Thank you so much. Titia has got a green, so it means she's a member of my YouTube channel and she's one of those people that support. And also, I want to just give a big shout out to Kwachangwe, who has sponsored this live stream for us to connect via Facebook and YouTube. What happens is that we need to pay for this live stream to be connected to Facebook as well. And Kwachangwe, a YouTuber as well, has contributed and paid for this live stream for this month. So this month, you are assured we'll be having these live streams. So thank you so much. And I'll be dropping his link so that you can subscribe to his YouTube channel and support his YouTube channel. I can see Luhana. Hi, Luana. How are you? Maybe he's lost his camera. But anyone else who wants to join, do let me know. Because sometimes people are on board and then they lose the camera. I don't even know sometimes what happens, whether it's a network or somebody is playing with our network. Titia, thank you so much. Titia, you're amazing, all the way from Scotland. So anyone who wants to join, those are the links. That's the link for you to join that I'm just saying now. I know people are now just getting up on Facebook as well and YouTube. Hi, thank you, my life as favor, an amazing YouTuber, close friend of mine, doing amazing things on her YouTube channel. Brian says, Lily watching from Lusaka. Thank you so much. Patricia from Deutschland. Wow. You guys watch me from all over. Peterborough, Judith. Wow, really? So a lot of people from the UK are watching these videos then. Okay, so quickly, okay, Maluti is connecting now. Anyone else who wants to connect, please join the stream using the links that I'm sharing with you. Okay, let me bring Maluti on board. All the way from Solwezi. Hi, Maluti. Hello. Hi, Maluti. You are low. I can't hear you. Can you put your volume high, please? Hi, Michael J. Roberts. Hi, Luana. How are you?
As of Michael, I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, fine. Thank you, sir. You can speak up. And Luana, please, if you can stay in one place. If you can speak up, sir, and then if you can speak up, sir, how are you? Maybe you can't hear me. Please, if you come on the stream, you have to disconnect your music as well. It needs to be silent. Hi, JB. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you, madam?
Yeah, please reduce the volume for your music because it can copyright my stream. You need to switch off your music completely.
Okay.
So switch off your music and then I'll unmute your mic. Mr. Luana, how are you? How are you? You need to unmute your mic first. Your mic is off. You need to unmute your mic. You need to unmute your mic. Mic is off. Hi, JB. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you, madam?
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, before you come on this stream, disconnect all your music because it copyrights my stream.
Okay.
Say what you want to say very quickly so that other people can also join the stream. What would you like to say, JB? I think the network is bad today as well. People are disconnecting. Okay, let me send this message to other people. Hi, Luana.
Hi, how are you? But Mike.
Yes, thank you. I can't see your face. Can you turn your camera on, please?
Camera, but
Okay, Uncle B is watching and listening from Pongwe. So I'll be playing something from Dr. Chimbakambwe actually because he was complaining about the issue of CADERISM. So I'm going to play that now whilst we're waiting for people to come on board because I think people are still trying to connect on cadres because he has been big on cadres. He's though it seems every political party has cadres. Okay, that's wait, that's the video. Let me play this one for you.
Go on the streets without a police permit with pangas openly during the day in Mufulira on Saturday. And the police commissioner Katanga is there. All the police officers are there. They cannot do anything. The person who took those PF cars to Mufulira with pangas is very well known. It's the provincial chairman of PF and Bomand Sam. And the police are not doing anything. Donors, the international community, where are you to allow Zambia to degenerate into a banana republic just because of one man called Edgar Lungu? To have a president like Edgar Lungu, and we are watching. Amapanga, Western province. No.
Okay, so somebody's asking what's the topic today. I don't know whether you can see the title, but I've already titled it. It's basically us discussing, from Saturday to Monday. We have a lot to discuss concerning Zambia, and one of the major concerns in Zambia is CADERISM, which we've been talking about, and now it's getting out of hand. We've seen the police officers being beaten up by cadres, like beaten up. Cadres went to a police station to beat up police officers, and they ran away. Hi, Doreen, how are you? Good to see you. So Samuel maybe has something to say. We're talking about everything, including the RWANDA allegation. The reason why I cannot title it like that on my YouTube channel is because YouTube doesn't accept certain titles. So when we say Rwanda, you know what we mean. The allegation towards the president of Zambia. What's your take? Do you believe it's true or not, or it's just an allegation? Hi, Luana, you're back now. Can you try to speak up? Your volume is muted. You've muted your volume yourself, so you need to unmute it. Unmute your sound. Hi, Tak, how are you?
Lyrian.
How are you, Tak? Yes, how are
Hello.
you? Yeah, how are you? Hello? People's connection today is bad, like really bad. Okay, Joe says, hi, Lily. We are living in a joke country like Zambia, watching you from. Patricia Gobel TV says, I laughed to hear at Wamfumshe Kwisa meet I ask, what did the Zambians do to deserve a president like President Lungu? That's Patricia. Yeah, so whoever is on and you can speak up. Wale, how are you? You can say something, please.
How are you, Lily? And how is everybody here?
Fine. Everyone is
Yeah,
fine. You can go ahead. Ooh! So Tita has given us a super chat of £10. You can carry on.
yeah, it's business
Carry
as
on.
usual. No, yeah, there is no power here, as you can see. You can't even see my face. You know, I would like to talk
Yeah.
about just 2 or 3 things which has been happening the past week. You know, Zambia is still is slowly becoming ungovernable because if cadres can reach the point of attacking the central police in the capital city, what do you expect will be happening in these rural areas where the police, where like some police stations, Pasangwa say 2 police officers on duty? What do you think will be happening? You know, it's high time our president does something. Otherwise, if we are heading to 2021, which will be a fierce year for us Zambians. How is the security? How safe are we as Zambians? How safe are the women? How safe are the youth and the children, the school going children? Because the rate at which these cadres are behaving is very alarming. Because when you look at what is happening, PF cadres, they are more powerful than the police. They can just wake up like tomorrow and say, okay, we are going to protest. We will protest against those who are against the government. But when the youth who follow the proper channels, they apply for the permit to protest. They are being stopped to do so. Instead, they use initiatives of going to the bushes, which is very dangerous. This is not the Zambia tungafwaya abana befu bakulira on the generations to come. It's very bad, you know, very bad. And the international community, it's very painful to be in Zambia now. Otherwise, we don't know our safety for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. We don't know because the cadres are very powerful more than any. Today, you saw what happened at the court. I think the president needs to change the Inspector General of Police. I think Bonica Peso means well. We need a fearless man to be in that office. Not that man. I don't know what he does in that office. Thank you. Sure. Yeah, even the Home Affairs Minister, you know, is not the person you can trust. He's not the person you can trust with the Home Affairs issues. You know, the ministers are now too intimidating. I won't talk about the defense minister, but you saw the story in these online and newspapers. What he said, that is very dangerous. That is very dangerous to the state. You know, but Zambia, when you talk, you are inside. So we'll just be waiting for the day. Otherwise, we have even stopped moving with the NRCs and voters card because we may lose it and maybe replacing it will be an hassle. So we'll just keep them safe. And every day we'll be praying for our peace and be waiting for 11th August next year. Thank you, people. I'll be watching.
Okay.
So,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. And you know, everybody's worried obviously about next year. And I like the point that you've stressed out regarding you not being able to move around with the NRC because you think it may be used by somebody else. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, we need
because
to.
at the moment there's a huge desperation by the current government, and they can do anything. And that's the reason why even on my thumbnail I've posted given Lurinda, who denies that there is no posters of Bill 10 in Lusaka or in Zambia, and yet they're all over the billboards. Now, lying has become a norm in this current government, and it's so scary.
I hope they won't bring them here on the copper belt, because here they are. It's something else. They can deal with the posters. Let them just keep them in Lusaka, where they tolerate nonsense. Not here. Not here. Let them keep them in Lusaka, not here on the copper belt. I haven't yet seen one. Maybe they are coming, because I heard they have reached Kapiri. But let them just put them there in Lusaka and maybe Central Province, not here. As if we are happy with the current situation. No. To do that, they shouldn't. You know, have you seen what has started happening here on the copper belt? People now have started to defend themselves, because you can't just sit or stand being slapped by someone who can harm you. That's what happened in MUFULIRA. Expect more of that. It's just it's not that I'm part of anything or what, because it's expect more of that.
And for those of you other parts of the world that are watching this live stream and you're wondering why is everyone in the dark, this is the Zambia that people experience, where they experience load shedding. There's no power in most places. Thank you so much.
Here we use
Uncle B
our phones
to charge your phone, the power bank.
This is the order of the day. No power here in Zambia.
Oh, sorry about that.
So
and this is why we need change. We need change. Chilufia Wallet says it's true. Buses are hired for cadres, then taken to where UPND is hosting something, or when UPND is campaigning. Hi, Alphisas Campbell. Good to see you. How are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much. How are you? Yes. This is Northwestern Province,
really?
Kabompo.
Wow. This is amazing. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What's your contribution?
I want to talk about. My contribution is over what is happening. In Zambia here, mostly like in Northwestern Province. PF Kada, Bachilarona, UPND today, they were fighting. I don't know. This government of today, and the police are just watching them.
Where in where you are, in the area where you are?
Yes.
Really?
Why not actually? We don't know where we are going as a country.
Wow, that's sad.
So
this hasn't yet been reported on TV or anywhere, no?
They have not reported such like.
Wow. So. Okay. For me, this CADERISM is quite scary. I've been saying this for some time now, and I'll say this again, that if it's not stopped now, whoever will be in power next year, the same thing will carry on. And when it carries on, it will be even worse, because there'll be retaliation from maybe whoever will be in power towards the people that were always negative to them. And imagine a cadre storming into a police station. Now imagine a cadre being in a position where, okay, now the political party that they support is now the present government. Do you think we're going to have a great Zambia next year after the elections? It's going to be chaos. So it needs to be stopped now. That's all I say, is it needs to be stopped. People need to go and get jobs. It's better whoever campaigns, political parties empowered by maybe being given some money, they go their way and the political party carries on running the country the way it should be run, and not the cadres taking over bus stops, the cadres taking over everything in Zambia, including the police station.
Exactly. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sure. Yeah, we are pleading, and our prayer is as youths in Zambia, we are praying to change this government of today.
Mm,
Because as you can
mm.
see, there's no power. We don't have
Yeah.
power here. The only, you can just see darkness everywhere on the clip video where we are. Yeah, we are acting as video. Sure. So we need
Yeah.
to change our country. We need to change the government, because if this will continue the same, I don't know where we are going as Zambians. Inch tota mudi, things, youths are suffering. Like roads here in northwestern province are poor. They say Valley, Lozi, Tonga, they are tribalism. That's we are suffering here. And they are coming with money, giving these cadres, they are appointing cadres or so-called cadres. They are not educated. They are just taking laws into their hands. Eh? And what government is this? So we are scared of this country. We are scared of the leaders of today. Eh? So we are worried. We are worried, madam. We are worried, sure. About
It's
this
a
young.
total mess. It's a total mess. What I keep on seeing is it's a total mess, and until everything changes, we'll still be talking about the same thing. Like Zambian Fabness has commented, if they cannot be controlled, they will storm into State House one day. They are slowly checking how far they can go. We've recently seen protesters in America going as far as entering the White House. Trump never thought that would happen, but it has happened. But obviously, he was on alert and he left before they turned up. Doreen says the cadre will end up controlling an area and you end up having a failed state. And Titia is commenting that the cadres are indeed homeland terrorists. No more playing people, no more. Chilufyawala says load shedding is the order of the day. And yet the president was busy commissioning electricity in Changombo area. You see, that's why I was sharing those videos on my YouTube channel so that you can see what's going on. And when we discuss, we saw the president, commissioning electricity in Shangombo area. It's a good thing, but it's a little bit too late. Where was he all these years when he was in power? We can say thank God to COVID-19 because it's opening our eyes to so many things, and the president has been able to visit different parts of Zambia. Without COVID-19, he would have been somewhere maybe with one UN meeting or another, very busy. Our, country presidents of Africa were very busy. Yes, it's a live, Raphael. We're very busy. Okay, let me try to bring on board Luhana, who has been trying to speak. Hi, Luhana. Hope you can hear us now. How are you? Check your volume. You have to unmute your sound. When you're entering the studio, it tells you for the sound, so you have to unmute your own sound. So where it says your sound, you unmute your sound, and then you can speak. Oh, hey, let me read some comments. Shanique says, this is so sad that a beautiful country like Zambia is being...
Lillian.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not like in Zambia now. The things in Zambia are bad, my sister. Here in Zambia, we are crying all over the Zambia now. Because even yesterday, today, I've seen the cadres there at the High Court, the court there. Yeah, I'm worried for Zambia. I don't know where I'm going. And even Mozambique is better than Zambia now. Even there in Mozambique, they are enamored, but there's not like the ways here in Zambia. Things are bad. We are fearing to stay. We are fearing to walk in town when we meet some of these cadres, you see. So I don't know, maybe for Jehovah's sake, maybe we can ask these two leaders, these big leaders, like our president, Edgar Lungu, and each together, so that we solve this problem. Otherwise, we are going. Zambia are not with us. We don't have Zambia anymore again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. that's not what we want to hear, especially when you live overseas. You want to hear the good side of Zambia, and because home is home, guys, regardless of where we are, home is home. And my worry is, if this is what I'm hearing about Zambia, where will I call home? Because everybody wants to retire in Zambia. So that's why we keep on fighting. We keep on doing these live streams, talking about these things. And believe you me, the government is watching our live streams. It's not even a joke, and that's why I've never stopped. And today we really need to thank Mr. Kwachangwe for sponsoring this live stream, and I'll be dropping his link shortly. It's not easy, but we are here meeting up. People are in the dark. Like Shanik is saying, why get criminals to do your dirty work, Mr. President? You're a coward. I mean, the issue of Dr. Chilufya, who found himself in court today, and then the cadres arrived there to cheer him on, and even in, was it last week as well, they did the same. Why should somebody who has huge allegations of corruption be having cadres following him to cheer him on, to support him? I'm like, is this how things are supposed to be done? Is it normal for a cadre to receive such type of what can I say, treatment? You find that the cadre has all these rights, turn up at the court during COVID-19 where they're spacing. How are you, Conrad, my brother? It's your floor. Say what you want to say.
Okay. I am fine, and
your floor, my brother.
Like, thank you very much.
I'm okay. How is it that side?
That's fine here. Yeah, everything is just okay.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Fantastic. Okay, you can speak
waking
now.
up.
Yeah.
Just waking up to a situation where I see the police beating up PF cadres, handling them like one-on-one.
Yes.
Okay, like so.
Okay, you can speak now. Yeah.
So like just waking up to see. I see the police beating up PF cadres, handling them like one-on-one.
Yes.
So like I see them handling one-on-one. Like I don't know, but okay, I'm a little bit skeptical about that. Maybe it's that kind of a thing where maybe they want to show that they are working or something. So I don't know, maybe it's that kind of a thing where they want to show that they are working or something, but when in fact they are not even doing anything. So or perhaps maybe it can really be genuine that they are really working, but we are yet to but I was happy to see what happened in the morning. I was really happy, like putting them in police vans and taking them to jails. It was really a nice thing. It was really interesting, and it was just amazing. If they can be treating them, if they can be handling them like that when they go to disrupt radio interviews for opposition leaders, for opposition figures, it can really be very good with the help of common citizens in the street, like just doing a citizen arrest on some of these people. I think our country can go forward in that way. They can also go further to drive them away from market and bus stations, you see, and not only that, like when these people, when they occupy bus stations and market, they even put flags like with PF changes. They, instead of a Zambian flag, they put PF changes as a flag. in bus stations and everything. When we travel to these countries we live in, these countries we are living in, every bus station or market, you'll see a national flag in to show that there's a bus terminal here, there's a market, there's a public place, a school, or whatever. But in Zambia, it's something different. We see a political party flag, you see, something like that. Like this really brings the something that is not, it's not something nice at all. Like we can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. They police should do whatever they can to drive these PF cadres away from bus stations and markets. They make the council officers to have difficulties to collect levies and revenues. Very soon, if this situation is allowed to continue, we even start seeing them in the border posts collecting revenue on behalf of ZRA or anything. You see?
Yeah.
Suppose they are given another term next term, like next year. They will even be on border posts collecting revenue on behalf of ZRA. And where is ZRA? How is ZRA going to collect our taxes? The taxes that we pay. They are going to be losing a lot of money. And they may even be facilitating the export of mukula and anything and other minerals illicitly, very easily, things like that. If they can allow them to be in the simple markets, what more? What about the border? That gives them another mandate next year, another 5 years. You will see them on borders or anywhere.
Okay. Let me read some few comments. Let me read some few comments. Just give me a minute. One of the comments, Daniel Mlenga is saying this. Lily, as your big brother in small diaspora, I cry when I see what is obtaining in our mother Zambia. This government made a serious backward stance of CADERISM. Nafi Penefin to the police officer, Boniface must clean the city first, starting with the intercity. All PF thugs must hand over the station to the city council. Police officer per intercity has no power at all. It is run by cadres. They collect levy from each bus wafia. So you can imagine, like Shanik is saying, the cadres were given the power by the Zambian government, which at the moment is they are uncontrollable. You know, they are uncontrollable, and it's not even a nice situation that we want to see. And, you know, with what is happening in Zambia, with what is happening in Zambia, and then we have so many problems, and then we have a huge allegation in Rwanda
kind of situation like
towards our president. Sorry? Your network is not good, Conrad. If you can go and come back, because it's not that good, your network. Yeah, your network is breaking. Okay, as my Kabanana says, I think your network is tripping. As Imai says, it's too much with this ruling party. Is the president on a sleeping pill? He should come out, and it's gotten out of hand. James Chipili on Facebook is saying that Zambia is finished, my sister. I cry when I think about the Zambia I'm watching in India. And Elizabeth Anson says and Adamson says we have Zambian Antifa. Someone is aware of this. Only God can expose through prayers. Who else? Conrad, try and come back because your network was not good. And you see, Samuel Luhana says, but the police, they didn't do their job. I'm happy Lily. So for some of you who've not seen the videos, I'll show you. The reason why I don't really like uploading these ones separately is because of YouTube and their laws and whatever. So you can't really upload certain things like that. But I'm going to share with you now so that you can check this out. Okay. So this is the video that has gone viral. So this was the police officers beating up a cadre. Okay, so he was put in custody, as you can see. He was running away and then eventually captured. Somebody has come on board. Go bell. I have somebody. Somebody is here. Hi, sis. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
Good to see you. Where are you calling us from? Finally, I have a lady on the panel.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Germany here in Britain.
Oh, Germany. Wow. Amazing. How did you come across my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, whichever?
Yeah, I think I've been watching you from a distance a long time ago before you even hit 1,000 subs.
You see, she's been watching my YouTube channel before I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm presently at 75,300 subscribers, guys.
Yeah,
it's not a joke. Thank you so much.
Zambians, they don't attend so much into this YouTube and things. So to see you come up is really encouraging. Like all the time, I tell my husband, I like this lady, she's doing a great job, and I hope many Zambians can follow your route.
Oh, thank you so much, sis. Your Flo, what would you like to say about today's topic? What's your contribution?
Yeah, actually, what I can say is it's very painful to see a nation that was so respected, that was held in high regard, a nation like Zambia, where everybody feels the peace, the love. Even if you don't eat, you just enjoy the environment. Like, even to mention Zambia at this point, it's kind of very comical. But what I can say is it's very sad that the president does not get moved despite people complaining all the time. The only thing he does is, to me, is act rudely to people that he has the power, which does not get anywhere because he's leader and he's leading the nation. He loves his brothers, I'm sure, but he should go for peace. He should not allow the others to destroy the nation that he's governing in his time. This is a very bad name that he's attracting to himself, to his generation. It's very sad. And I want to say that as we begin 2021, I would like to appeal maybe to even the military force. They should ensure, because that's why they're there. They should ensure that the right person gets the day. They should ensure that the only president that wins is the president that the people elect. They should not allow any rigging or any foul play, any corruption, anything that has to do with money. They should not allow that at the expense of the people of Zambia, because people in rulers, they are suffering. Pensioners, they are suffering. Civil servants, they can't speak out, but they get peanuts, and most of the time they are freezing. They will give them and they will say wage freeze for 2 years or 3 years. But meanwhile, they are getting a lot of money, a lot of allowances. This is very evil. It's not nice, because we have people that are farming but getting fertilizer at a high cost. My mother is a farmer, and because she's also affected because of the going on, which is not good. So the first thing that the president is supposed to consider is the poorest, the poor. How are they going to survive in Zambia, where they talk about corona? They can't give one bag of mealie meal to each person. The only thing they do is to give cadres money to go and fight, to go and bring lawlessness, to show rubbish. like to tarnish the name of the country. This is very bad. This is very sad. So I just want to say, with the months that are remaining until we vote, President Edgar Lungu should just try to what can I say? He should bring himself back to at least try to rule the nation in a way that a president rules. Whether people are liking him at this time or they are not liking him, the fact is he's still a leader, and he should try to rule the best he can, because he doesn't know what will come tomorrow. He might think they can do anything. From what I saw in a paper, president saying, if you want, you can re-elect me, but if you don't do that, still I'm going to be president. As what? As God, or as what? So what I'm saying is, he should just be a president. And when people say they don't like you, you don't need to show hatred to them. Just do what you need to do, and live peacefully. Yes, that's
okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it's painful for you who lives in the diaspora when you have a family in Zambia who are trying to push themselves, they're trying to do businesses, but things are tough. And then you have to do extra work, in Germany. And now during this lockdown, it's even tougher because work is limited at the moment. And then when we see these things, when we talk about these things, people may assume we just speak because we have nothing to talk about. But you can feel the pinch because your mom is going through this situation and you have to top up, whereas before you couldn't top up. So thank you so much for your contribution. Chilufia, how are you?
Yeah, all right, thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Chilufia.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah. What's your contribution, sis?
As much as I would like to applaud the police to what happened, arresting cadres and whatnot, to be honest with you, that's just a show, that's just a show. If we go to the same police stations where they are claiming these people have been arrested, to believe you me, you're not even going to find not even a single one. They are already out. The police have got no spine. The police have got no backbone. If Kampyongo and Lusambo and these other people can pass statements like that, give me one good reason why why cadres are going to be afraid. Even the incidents that happened in MUFULIRA, it's not like these people just got on buses and travel to MUFULIRA. We all know they are ferried. They hire buses and ferry cadres to follow opposition parties. They're the ones that start this commotion. Even though the president was denying and saying no, people must sit down, must sit in the Ichlem and tell him he's the one, his party is the one that is causing violence. He hasn't heard the statements that his leaders have been making. He hasn't heard the statements that Kampyongo has been making. How do you tell people that if you come to the Copper Belt, this is a no-go area? Who are you to give boundaries to people where they should go and not go? They're the ones that are starting all this. We can see it. We are in Zambia. We are seeing it. People want to pretend like they've got cloths over their heads, but we can see it. We know exactly what is happening. And there's this system of this blaming game. No, it's UPND. No, it's no. Stop blaming people. Just fix the system. Just fix the broken system. Stop pointing fingers when you know exactly what is going on. The president knows what is going on. And that's the most painful thing in this country. He can pretend as much as he wants, but he knows exactly what is going on. Because if you don't want the cadres to behave in the manner that they behave, start with your leaders. Start with Bowman Lusambo. But what did he do last time? He said he wasn't going to do anything to Bowman Lusambo. That is why people like Chulfe can do whatever they want. The president should stop pretending like he doesn't know anything. He's the biggest cadre in this country. Sorry to say this.
And obviously for you that is in Zambia, Chilufya, you can feel the pain. And, you see these cadres that are untouchable. You see the president not saying anything. And today, the president made a post that Zambia is the fourth peaceful most country in Africa. Let me just show you that image. And I was like, Mr. President, you need to get rid of CADERISM. I don't know why, they try to dwell on that. So the president shared this on his page, on his Facebook page. Zambia has been ranked as the fourth most peaceful country on the African continent and the 44th most peaceful country in the world as contained. And I'm thinking, do we need this now? We've got CADERISM, we've got gassing issues, we've got so many issues, which by the time the international news media gets hold of that, obviously we will not be where we are ranked at the moment. So a lot of things need to change in Zambia. And if those things can change, our country will be better. Leadership that we are experiencing at the moment is not the best. And the president needs to improve himself on that. And I also wanted to make a comment on the president handing over checks. So 3 days ago, the president was granting checks to Access Africa Limited Chief Executive Officer CEO Ms. Kutemba Konga in Lukulu of Western Province. And the whole reason for this funding was, according to him, that this is a female-led project that will establish market linkages for village chickens, goats, and sheep. Farmers. The project will support 250 farmers, 150 women, 50 men, 50 youths in the Makapela area of Limungulunga. Yeah. So the president handing over these huge checks is evidence that we have money in Zambia. I've said this several times that, look, we have a lot of money in Zambia, but people were thinking as if, they don't have money, they rely on Chinese loans. The president is giving out huge checks. The president has done a tour across the Western Province, which is not cheap. It costs a lot of money. He was using a private flight and everything for him to go all those areas. It was a lot of money. And now he's back in Lusaka. And he says he's going to empower the young people with more projects. So let's see what comes out. Like Bunya Masialai says, PF leaders are soon. Let me put this one on the screen. PF leaders Okay, so let me see. Doreen says misappropriation of public funds. John Mwanza says put this party back into power at your own risk. It's time to show these useless leaders that we can make decisions, not cadres. I like that. That's a very good point. So at the end of the day, we can have as many discussions possible. And what we need to emphasize on is your right to vote. So remember, you need to vote. If you don't vote, this is what will happen: misappropriation of public funds, according to Doreen. And Irene is saying, don't even feel sorry for this statement, because it's true that the president is the jagabans of cadres. Shenik said this video proves that the PF will do anything to win come next year. Let's put on a show, showing police arresting a cadre so that people will think we are working and they will love us. A lot of people didn't buy that video. It looked so fake. Nyota says, Kuyabebele. Nyota is also a supporter of my YouTube channel. Aaron Kalala says, I'm watching you from Lusaka. Good to see you. Let me see. So anyone who wants to join this live stream and you'd like to be part of this, you can talk about any of the videos that you've seen of the president. Rhoda Mukupo says, where is our dad Kaunda? You know, he is resting, but he has a support system to help us. He's the architect of this country. George says, I just hope those policemen will not be fired for professional conduct. That's a valid point. You know, because we've seen Mao Sampa apologizing to the Chinese for doing the right thing. We don't know if they could also apologize. My sound is okay. Maybe it's on your side. Try to check your device because people would have told me. Okay, Shanik says, oh yeah, it was a reply to Shanik from Nyota. PF would definitely try to rig, but it's game over for them. Patricia Gobel TV says he knows he's going, that's he's destroying everything. Watching me from Mamba, thank you so much. Yeah, so anyone who wants to join the live stream, before we close this one down, I have a link for you to join. And the link is O'Brien Kango watching from McKinney. Oh, sorry. Not this link. Not this link. I was on the president's page and then I'm now on the sending a link for the president. I'll send you the correct link, guys, that we need for you guys to join and check out. So the right link is the one that I'm sharing now. Luhana Samuel is back. What would you like to contribute? So anyone who wants to say anything about what's going on, I've shared videos of Given Luinda. And I would also like to read a statement from the spokesperson of the police regarding the arrest and what's going on as well. Okay, so you know there was a robbery. I did a live stream this morning on my YouTube channel, but I'll just read this. Some PF cadres have been arrested for robbery at Lusaka Central Police. Esther Katongo. So that's Esther Katongo. For those of you who don't know how she looks like, that's her. Okay. So Esther Katongo, who is the police spokesperson, says that some PF cadres who stormed Lusaka Central Police and beat up some unsuspecting officers on duty, getting away with undisclosed amounts of money belonging to one of them, have been arrested. In an interview, Katongo confirmed the incident where a PF official mobilized cadres and raided Lusaka Division Police, where they had attacked them on duty, saying an investigation is still ongoing. Now, these police were stormed by the cadres all the way. The cadres raided the police. So I'm going to read some comments on that page because people made some really valid comments. And Messi is here. Oh, Messi, good to see you. Darlington Opalua says, this is an anarchy. Political thugs must not be allowed to ridicule the nation before the international community. If the police station could be invaded and police officers beaten up, then what will be the fate of an ordinary citizen? The leadership of the country must sit up and arrest the perpetrators of these rabid acts of hooliganism. This political lawlessness must stop to save the country from further embarrassment. Mulambia Stephen commented, remember, that's one instrument of power to direct and command the police for safety of the country. Now cadres are attacking the main police station. Hi, Mercy.
Hi, Lily. How are you?
Thank you. Fine. What's your contribution?
Oh my God. I've missed what you were discussing before, but I was actually shocked to hear from one of your videos I watched earlier that some cadres had gone to the police station and apparently they took some money. That's what I got from that.
They took some money. What it is, right? One of the cadres has a brother or a relative that was involved in a robbery, and C5 anti-robbery squad shot that person dead. So the cadre was like, hang on a minute, you cannot kill my family. So they decided to storm the police station to teach them a lesson. Now, these are law enforcers that were acting on, on the fact that somebody had robbed someone. Robbers, they don't just rob, without weapons. Maybe they had weapons or something. And this cadre sent, they all went to the police station to rob and beat up the police officers. So go on.
Yeah. Oh my, that is so disappointing that they would actually storm the police station. It just proves the extent to which lawlessness has descended into the country. I mean, if people are going to be to have those guts to go and storm a police station, they must be getting that from somewhere. And the reason that they are persistent in threatening people, engaging in acts of violence and lawlessness, it's because they're not having condemnation from the top. That is the difficult part. I do know, or I heard, that there was condemnation that came from the PF youth chairperson. I think his name is Kelvin Sampa. I'm not quite sure. I think that's a good thing that he condemned that, but I would like to see something beyond that, where you're getting the president weigh in on what's going on. So it really, really needs to come from the top.
Okay. Now, even though Kelvin Sampa condemned, are you aware that he was the one who instructed the youths to do whatever they want towards what's happened in MUFULIRA? Are you aware that he was part of the people that orchestrated the happenings because of the way the president was treated in Monze?
I actually wasn't aware, but it takes me back to what I keep saying, that the condemnation needs to come from the top, from the president, because then that would set the tone for the rest of the people who are under him. So this guy came out and condemned, but that is not sufficient. You need people at the top. So it's this same thing that I keep talking about, of silence from the head of state on important issues, on things that Zambians are concerned about in the country. So it needs to be made clear where he stands. But as it goes, right now he's silent. And we take the silence as he agrees with what's going on. If you cannot come out and condemn acts of violence and lawlessness in the country, then there's seriously something wrong. You cannot have confidence in a leader like that. There really is no reason for him to continue if he would not come out and weigh in on important issues. So it's actually really worrying. It really does concern me.
It is worrying, and I'm just sharing the video on my YouTube channel now, where the president arrived. Obviously, Mao Sampa had shared an image on his page that he's arrived in Lusaka at the airport, and the next thing he's showing is a statement of Zambia is the fourth most peaceful country in Africa. And then the next thing he's showing us, he's visiting the fish ponds at the State House, because the State House, they've started a project, fish farming, to empower the youth and blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a lot of things that are going on, and the president has never made a statement except, I don't even know what's going on, really, because we've never really received an apology, which we deserve as Zambians. What would you say about that?
I would say it's the same. The silence speaks volumes. You cannot be quiet on important issues that the country is facing, and then you just send out, you delegate to your minions to come and weigh in. Their voice does not carry the same weight. You are at the top, so we need to know where you stand on these issues. And if you're silent, then you probably shouldn't be in a position of leadership, because it is something that is expected of a head of state. I was actually very disappointed at the time when we entered the COVID-19 crisis, where he would not come out and make a statement. It took people complaining. It took people being outraged and harassing him to come out. You cannot have that with leadership. You cannot have them stay silent on important issues. This is why I keep saying to the electorate, you have the power. When you're voting, you have to do it wisely. Otherwise, you're only going to be choosing the wrong people who are going to perpetuate the mistakes of the past. If anything, they will make the country descend into even further chaos. I was recently I watched a video of the president on a bus somewhere. I don't know if it's a coach. He was shaking people's hands. And he commented that you know, when Dr. Kaunda was in power, he abused his power. You know, you didn't have an issue with it then. So now it's my turn to abuse my power. Don't worry about it. I'm going to abuse my power. So, you know, it wasn't bad with KK. Why, kind of insinuating, why is it bad if I do it? That is disappointing and a ridiculous statement to make. And it's unbecoming of a leader and a head of state. There's certain things you are not meant to be saying. You were not voted into power so that you can abuse your power. That is not the reason why you were elected. The promises that you were making before you went into power were completely different from what you're claiming that you're doing now. That is not the job. The job is not to abuse power. So such behavior does not inspire people who are working under you. If anything, it sends them into the wrong direction where they misbehave. And then you have a toxic culture of corruption, and that corruption then begins to thrive because this president has an even bigger problem of staying silent on issues. So it begs the question, do people who work under him even respect him? When you look and assess the actions of the people who work with him, do they actually respect them? Do they respect him? Those actions of people who are careless with funding, like Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, who allocates funds to non-existent pharmacies. Does that show unity within the party? The only unity that you see is the culture of staying silent when there's criminal acts. And that is very disappointing. It shouldn't be happening in our country, not in this day and age. So I'm urging everyone, when you go out to the polls, when you vote wisely. And also when these candidates are coming to you to campaign, you need to make demands on them. You need to have them state to you clearly where they stand on important issues. Like UPND, you know, Zambians are complaining right now about the culture of CADERISM. We don't like how it's created a toxic environment of intimidation and violence and lawlessness. So what we should really be doing is demanding from UPND, because it is clear, we do know that party does have cadres, and we don't want a repeat of what is going on now. So what we would be calling for is for their leader, because as I said, it comes from the top. He needs to come out and state clearly where he stands on the issue of CADERISM. This is a crisis. This is not a time to be silent on important issues. You want to stand for presidency, so we need to know. These are the things that we need to know. Where do you stand on CADERISM? Are you going to commit to end it? What is your position on it? We cannot have silence on that matter, because even with PF right now, we're complaining from leadership when they say stay silent on important issues. We cannot have that. It does not matter where it's coming from. Right now, the main concern is for progress for the country, success for the country, getting rid of corruption in the country. And we want to restore law and order. Our systems have completely collapsed. You know, you're seeing government officials who are committing crimes with impunity. They get away with it. How do you expect other institutions of the country to be independent and not to be corrupt as well? I mean, only today I was watching on, is it Alice Musukwa's video where she had gone to Chawama and there was a young a kid there who was raped and defiled. I think she's 4 years old, and apparently this the rapist is out of the cells. He's no longer in police custody, and what he has been doing, according to the I think the family of this little girl, he's been insulting them day and night. You know, whenever he gets the chance, he starts insulting them and saying, there's nothing that you can do to me. I'm untouchable, more or less, because I paid 6,000 kwacha to the police and I went out, you know, and I'm out of prison. So I think she'd gone to the police station to try and find out where are they on this case. That was the gist of things as I understood from the short video that I watched. But my point is on corruption. You know, people in the PF, they'll do it, you know, president doesn't come out, he never weighs in. Classic silence. That's what he's very good at. He doesn't speak on these issues. So how are you going to expect other institutions which we're supposed to rely on to make sure that there's justice for everyone, such as the police? How do you expect them to not be corrupt when everything is rotten from the head like a fish? You know, the rest of the place is going to be just as corrupt. So leadership needs to set the tone. They need to be clear with the people exactly where they stand. So yes, UPND, you do have cadres. We would like to know, what is your stance on that? This is serious. It's about the country. You know, we need to know who we are choosing. You know, MMD, where do you stand on CADERISM? Because they've had a history of it as well. You know, and all of these candidates are standing for presidency. Where do you stand on CADERISM? Dr. Kambwidi, we would like to know, where do you stand on CADERISM? Because this is something that we don't like in Zambia. It is toxic. We want to get rid of it. And before we think about voting anyone into power, we need to know where you stand. You know, the current government and party are doing a very good job of showing us the toxicity and the bad side of CADERISM. So we don't need a second party to come into power to come and demonstrate this again. We don't need that. It is clear. We hate it. We don't like it. It shouldn't have a place in our society. And it is something that we need to get rid of. So these leaders, anyone standing for presidency, they need to tell us where exactly they stand. And also, I'm still waiting for President Lungu to weigh in. Why is Dr. Chilufya still working? Why is he not on suspension? You know,
why is the guy working?
Exactly. His name has, his name hasn't been cleared. Until his name is cleared, he shouldn't be allowed anywhere, near the resources of the Zambian people. He shouldn't be allowed anywhere, you know, near government buildings, because what that does, it gives him a chance to try and start covering his tracks. So that's going to impinge on the investigation. You're not going to have a pure investigation that's going to be fruitful, because he's going to start covering his tracks. So he needs to not be working right now until his name is cleared. So that just shows you how our systems have collapsed. They're not working properly. Our institutions are not working as they should. So it's very, very disappointing. But the silence from leadership, you know, both current government and opposition, it speaks volumes. So Zambians, you need to start examining these people before you vote any of them into power. This is your chance, because now that they're campaigning, this is the time that they're giving you all of these promises. But you have a very, very good example of a government which has failed epically. They have failed in so many areas. So what you should be asking, since you're looking to a new party to come into power, you need to be asking them where they stand on these issues, not just where do they stand, because that is a very simplistic question. If you ask where do you stand on corruption, the easiest answer will be, we hate corruption, we don't like it, we need to get rid of it because the current government is corrupt. But you need to go further and say, how are you going to achieve this? Because that's how you examine people's plans, whether those plans are strong enough to lift the country out of where it is right now, or whether those plans are weak. So that will expose whether or not these people are serious about running the country. So we need to know exactly what their plan is on education for the vulnerable who are struggling, whose parents have died, they can't educate themselves anymore. What is your plan?
No.
You know, UPND, MMD, and other parties. What is your plan? How do you hope to lift people out of these difficult situations? What is your plan on protecting the Zambian workforce who are being oppressed by Chinese investors? How do you plan to lift them out of those difficulties? Don't just say we are against it. Shame on this government, they are doing nothing. You don't need to explain that further. It is clear. We can see it for ourselves, and how they continue to fail every day. They've gone and made Miles Sampa apologize for defending Zambians. That points to the failure, and it shows you that how misplaced the priorities of this government are. So you need to be examining these people and the policies which they intend to bring, if at all they do get into power. You need to be asking them as well when they're making these promises. Say if they said, you know, free education for everybody or free healthcare for everybody, you need to be asking, how are you going to pay for this? You know, this is what most developed countries they do, and it's actually something that I have learned from, which I respect. You don't just come out and say, you know, free tuition for everybody. They do follow-up questions and ask you, how are you going to pay for this? So we need to know, are you competent? Can you do this job or can you not? And if you can't do it, we're not confident in you, then we don't vote for you. So we need to be very careful and very serious in how we examine these issues. So those are my thoughts on what's going on at the moment.
Thank you so much, sis. And that's why I've been trying by all means to get some politicians, but I'm going to get one on board. I should think by next week. Yeah, we're already in talks, and it's a confirmed one. And it will be good for him to speak to us. Joanne, how are you?
Lily, how are you?
Joanne,
yes,
how
Lily,
are you, my brother?
I'm all right, my sister.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you for your contribution. What would you like to say?
Okay, first and foremost, please, you should check your mails. I sent you an email as requested. I haven't gotten any feedback.
Okay, I'll check. The Limutam still, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
I'll check. Okay.
All right, thank you. My contributions are as follows. There is always a saying which states that a dog that is not properly trained, one day will turn and bite the owner. If you don't train the dog properly in anticipation for the dog to harm your neighbors, it will end up turning on you, harm your family, harm yourself as well. What does this imply? It takes us back to what is happening. If you look at the current situation, the current situation is when you look at PF, they've termed, or let me say, the leadership has termed its people to harm its own brothers, to harm innocent people. What are we seeing today? It is now the police officers who are being attacked by the same people or cadres they've been taming. It is the same cadres who at some point attacked one of the ministers. It is the same cadres who are attacking their fellow cadres together with the neighbors who are the opposition and innocent Zambians. There have been situations where you find cadres attack innocent Zambians in buses on the streets. That is what is happening, which is a scary situation. At the same time, it is a plus because they are sowing what they've been planting. That is the current situation. I'll take you back. If you look at, I think 2019, Kamwili attended an interview the cadres went and attacked Kambwili. We've had the recent situation where the opposition leader is being interviewed. They go and attack, cadres go and attack a media. A lot of things are happening where innocent people are becoming victims. Before we realize, criminals that are being covered by the regime are now attacking the police officers who are supposed to protect the law, protect the citizens from criminals. The same criminals even reach to an extent of going at the main police station, which is next to office of the president, a building. Who does that? It doesn't make sense, because that is the place we are all scared of. It doesn't make sense.
Central Police.
Yeah, imagine, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. The other area of concern is with regard to the statements that were issued. You remember the statement where the opposition were given boundaries of where to go and where not to go.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a little bit painful in my case, in the sense that I saw a lot of Zambians celebrating. The question is, why should you celebrate when a person infringes on your rights? Are we realizing that denial of freedom of choice is an infringement of one's rights?
Yes.
I have the right to listen to different views, different opinions, different developmental promises from different sectors, different opposition, different people. If a person comes and tells somebody to say, you shouldn't go to this area, they are infringing into my rights by restricting me only to listening to one person who they want me to listen to, which is not supposed to be the case. Hence, it shouldn't make us Zambians start jumping up and down and smiling to say, no, what they've done is the right thing. It isn't right, because they are infringing on our rights and limiting our ability to choose rightly and to choose with integrity. Mercy, brought in wisdom where she indicated that we need to question these leaders that are on the scene at the moment. We need to ask them different questions. How are we going to ask them questions if we don't interact with them? How are we going to ask them questions or know what they are going to offer if they haven't shared their manifesto to us by virtue of somebody denying us those opportunities? Those are some of the things that we should condemn as Zambians. We should condemn and not let any leader, by virtue of their interest, deny us the opportunities to listen to different people, because it is our rights. No one should infringe on our rights. We have the freedom of choice, freedom to listen to anyone, freedom to choose who we want to govern us where necessary. We don't want this situation that is happening, because at the moment, if you look at the current situation, it is about force, bulldozing Zambian people in the direction of one's choice, not in the direction of one's choice. No, they want to push us in the direction where they feel this is what benefits them. No. That shouldn't be the case, and we should condemn it as Zambians, not smile. Everyone who hears such type of sentiment should condemn it. The other area of concern is the current situation, oppositions, because of the current coronavirus situation, they are not being allowed to go into other areas. The PF are you know, they're giving themselves those privileges to go into other areas to possibly campaign, as we are seeing, and give promises. The only one of the worry part, which is there are sentiments that have been issued where the opposition are being pointed fingers at as being the causer of confusion, violence, while the culprits themselves are failing to admit to their wrongs. Failure to admit to your wrong does not bring progress in one's life. If you refuse you refuse to admit your wrongs, you are putting up a barrier where it is very difficult for people to advise you. It is very difficult for people to guide you in the right path, because you've already put up a defensive mechanism. And this is what we are seeing at the moment happening, where sentiments are being put across to say violence is being caused by the opposition. When we as Zambians, we are seeing the culprits that are behind all the violences. Cadres attacking police officers, cadres attacking innocent Zambians, leaders issuing statements of breaking people's bonds. That's why the cadres have got, they feel they've got the strength and the abilities to commit whatever crime they feel like, because they are protected by the law. Now you wonder what law protects a criminal, because even stealing a pencil, you will be that person is classified as a criminal. Getting anything that is not yours, it's a crime. Beating somebody, it's a crime. Causing violence, instability, it's a crime. And all these are things that we are seeing. And at the end of the day, what is happening? The leaders are protecting and covering up, failing to admit their wrongs and their followers' wrongs and crimes that they are committing. It is the reason we even have we get to an extent where you find people commit huge crimes where they are pursued, others are even apprehended by the police, others are even killed because of the type of crimes they've committed. And these other followers of theirs who are thuggery go to the extent of going to the police and beat up police officers, steal from the police station, which doesn't make sense. And these are eye-openers to every Zambian, where we need to ask ourselves questions. Do we have the right people in government to lead us? Are these the right people who we expect to better this nation? Are we happy with what is happening at the moment? Do we have a future as Zambians? You can only tell when you see the actions of these people. It shouldn't make us comfortable. We shouldn't be comfortable with what is happening, where each and every Zambian, wherever you are, let us voice out. Let us try to, at the moment, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even looking forward to a time where we say, no, we give chance. We have given chance to these people and we have seen their true colors. If in the for the past, if you look at the time the late left us to now, it's more than 5 years. What have we attained in 5 years? There is literally nothing. If you look at development, the publicized development is only happening in Lusaka. Better roads is Lusaka. You want to see new buildings coming up, it's in Lusaka. Every little cob is in Lusaka. And to make the matters worse, you know, it makes me smile. I'll tell you, are you aware that all the malls that have mushroomed in Lusaka and other provinces are foreigner-owned malls? Point at a mall that has been built by the government where they're able to employ people and generate money. Literally nothing. Buildings that are coming up as offices, do they belong to the government? No, they belong to private institutions, foreigners. These are the people that have come and built up. They are the ones that are beautifying Lusaka, because it's a central, you know, it's a central province. It's the capital city. Go to these other places in Zambia. It is the you know, they are in shackles. You don't appreciate it. You get that? Go to Western Province. You look at the road to Western Province. From the time, I think, after MMD, that road, they started working on that road. It's still the way it has always been. Talk of the bridge. The bridge has been, they've been working on that bridge up to now. It's a ghost. You get that? It's a ghost. So it's quite painful. There is literally nothing much you can point at to say, no, this has on top of Bombereni Pesa. When you talk about, I'll give you an example. The overbridges that are being built. Are you aware that those bridges, the flyover bridge that are being built in Lusaka, they are almost 80% sponsored by the Indian government? Only a small percentage is being contributed by the Zambian, the Zambian government. What is it that we can call our own from the taxes that we are correcting? That we've built up this, we've built up that, we've put up this, apart from fattening our pockets. It's quite painful. And those are things that we should see as Zambians and open our eyes and say enough is enough. The last point, Lily, I would want to put across is what happened. I think it should have been last week or the other week. It is quite painful, and I'm condemning this. It doesn't make sense where a leader goes on the street and start giving money to marketeers. That is mockery. A wise parent, a wise leader does not give, change to people. Can they put up institutions, companies that we empower those people permanently? They are given to my 50 kwachas and 100 kwachas, and those people start worshipping those leaders. What is that? It doesn't make sense. That is mockery. It is mocking people. In addition to that, that is taxpayers' money. If we had a proper system, a leader who dishes out money like that should be investigated. Where are they getting the money that they are throwing everywhere on the street? Because that is not the first time that is happening. We've seen such situations where somebody goes, finds a bus station, asks everyone on the bus, can you ask the bus driver and the conductor, give back the money to the passengers, and he pays for everyone. Is that the life that we want, of being given drops of the foods that they've eaten? No, we don't want. We want better. We want better as Zambians. We want better, and we demand for better. Because in addition to that, that is also bribery, corruption. You are corrupting people to vote for you, to align with you by virtue of a 50 kwacha. Not using your integrity, using your integrity, using assuring people of what you are going to do to better their lives. It doesn't make sense. And they've gotten used to this kind of life where Zambians should be given a 50 ngwe, a 1 ngwe, buy them to jiri, buy them a bag of miu, buy them this. At the end of the day, because of that, they become entitled to those people who are giving them retry nothing and start committing crimes. Mercy pointed out, our leader is quiet. All these crimes that have been happening, where is he? He's quiet. Who's condemning it? No one. We've got ministers who are able to, spokespersons, ministers to the government. Where are they? They are quiet. If he cannot come on the media and voice out and condemn, call evil by its name, why can't those people come on the board and speak on his behalf to say the president condemns violence, condemns this and that and that? That is not happening. But now we've got the same leaders who are failing to condemn violence, going in other provinces and start accusing the opposition to be behind violence, calling for the church to condemn violence. What violence are the opposition committing? What violence are the innocent Zambians who are victims to the thuggery of the PF committing? What violence? It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay, just hold on for a minute, because KK has been trying to connect for some time. KK, can you please turn off the radio on where you are, please? Everyone should turn off because of copyright music and whatever they can play. KK, how are you?
I'm very fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I've seen you've been trying to connect for some time. What is your contribution, please?
Please, my contribution is not about this matter which you are saying. My contribution, my issue is for our president, President Edgar Lungu. So I don't know if I can comment on these things which news which we have in Zambia, for these things which are happening in Rwanda.
Yeah,
can I comment?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, yes, yeah, it's part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I want to tell everybody who is hearing me, everyone who is hearing me, maybe it will be difficult to hearing my proper.
You can speak. You can speak our
maybe
language if you want. Any language.
To hear my proper English.
Yeah, speak Bemba or Nyanja.
Let me use Nyanja.
Okay,
I want to tell every Zambian. Okay, no problem. I'll try my best. But what I can tell you, what is happening in Rwanda is something which they plan. That guy who is in court is not a criminal like the way you see it. That guy, that is ni muntu chabe wamene wanapanga waku government ya Rwanda, because them they have got their agenda which they want to, they have something which they want to do in which they want here in Zambia. Some because them what they did before to come in Rwanda in 1990, they thought that it will happen again to these people who left Rwanda in 1994. Are you hearing me? So the issue is like this. The issue it is like this. Them baja bantu banayamba nkondo mu 1990 because they left Rwanda in sometime in 1959. Those guys are very especially when the Kagame family in the Kagame, they left Rwanda 1959. So they grown up in Uganda. After they grown up in Uganda, Uganda government, it was using them as a rebel group to help. It is like them, those guys, Bene Kagame, they helped banatandiza Mr. Museveni kuti ankale president. So after Museveni abatandiza after Bene Kagame batandiza Museveni kuti ankale president, again anaona kuti ba Museveni banaona kuti uyu muntu aba magayizi bamenisunga muno siningakwanise kuti ninkale nabo for a long time because bangabwere futi kunishita chani kunichosa ku president because Museveni yenzo kubasunga monga bana bake mwaona ka like Kagame, he was chief intelligence in Uganda army, but he was not a Ugandanian original. He was a Rwandanian. So after that, after baona kuti nama position yambiri mu government of Uganda and mu Uganda army, Museveni, he realized that these people, when nikapitiliza kukala na abantu bazaniletera problem kusokora. That's why he agreed to help them to go back in their country. That's why from 1990, that's why they started the war in Rwanda. That's why they started the genocide in Rwanda, not in 1994. Genocide started in Rwanda 1990, the time when they started bringing a war in Rwanda. So from that time, because of they started, but they were not united because the one who was a big person, a big commander, a big person who have got a more agenda of what they wanted to achieve. It was Mr. Kagame. So Mr. Kagame, the first major, the first commanding officer who entered the first day in Rwanda, he was Mr. I don't remember. There is one commander which killed by Kagame in 1990 because of Kagame wanted to be the way he is now. So from there, that from 1990, that's the way Mr. Kagame started his journey, his agenda to achieve what he wanted to do. So from there, since 1990, the war continued until 1994. 1994, there were agreements between government which was there and the labor group, labor leaders to help to make a coalition government in a peaceful manner. But Kagame, he didn't want that. That's why anasebenzesa nzero zakuti apange like he wanted to be with that government. Because he liked to lie people. When he want to achieve something, he liked to lie people. I'm telling you, Zambians, if you don't know Kagame, don't pray with him. Also fendera pafupi na Kagame, because he's a killer. He's a killer. He's a killer. He's a bad person which you can't, if you are nearby him. I'm telling you, if you know him, you can't like him. Don't see that development which you see in Rwanda. More of that development which you see in Rwanda is a blood. We can say that is a blood people which make that development which is in Rwanda. So from there in 1994, he made so anaona Kagame anaona kuti nkhondo sanga kwanise yeka, then anaona kuti futi kumvelana na ija government amene nzeliko sanga kwanise, then anaona kuti oh, so what ningachite bwanji, so I'm going to kill this president, this current president wamene nzeliko president Habyarimana. So anabauza kuti so sisi vanankala mu meeting nomvera na kuti oh sisi we want to make a coalition government, they can nitenge ma soldiers. It is like let me say this, it is like maybe lebo military bali kumweni Lunga, then you want to see if you can make a relationship with those who are in the government, then so now I'm going to give you my little battalion, like one battalion kuti ibwene inkale mu capital city pakuti ione mutendere mweulili mu country, the way you are going to mwamene muzabasungira ama soldiers wanga amene zakupasana kuti babule bankale baone you know when you are fearing someone kulikajaka kuti you are testing someone mwasendingako bantu bangono maindo kuita bankala muja basetting something kasi baja ma soldiers wamene wanatuma kuti baende bankale mu town mu capital city, baja ma soldiers benze mashushushu bakulebo kuja kuside kwa mine benze bene Kagame. Those guys anabwera ayikakola mulaya kuti they can't even eat the food from town. Maonaka, they can't eat anything from town. So benzo chita so even in amanzi amene benze kumwa benzo kamba kuti azachokera kuja kwa mine banachokera kuja, so benzo tenga mamotoka, benzo tenga mamotoka aja kuti bayapanga kuti aindo tenga vakuja vamene bazajaja masoja amene ali mu town, then instead yakuti bayikemo vakuja beve benzo ikamo futi mamvera ka beve benzo ikamo futi
iwo oziba bwanji vonse
don't we have got all stories.
Okay.
We have got all stories. That's why when you don't read, you can't know.
Yeah.
When you don't ask, you can't know. Mwameni kushimikira ndiye mwamene mananishimikira nine, and that what I'm telling you is a true story, not yakuti opanga. Is a true story. So after that aja machana aja izijamfuti they organize, barasta organize aja masoja minenze mtown kwambo ya ika mubantu muja. Those guys which you are saying that they benze you can say that benze makadas wa government that time wamene benzo paya bantu. No, some they were from Kagame side banapasa vovara na mfuti, then beve pada bangenamo mujono bapaya abantu chabe, because Kagame he didn't want to find any either tribe from the government, either tribe from Kagame side. He didn't want to find anyone. No, he didn't. What he wanted to find Rwanda is clean. No any Rwandanese who is there. He wanted to enter with his people from Uganda. Those who Bajamena anachoka ku Uganda. So the stories which which means now that after they did that, that's why he managed to see that no, now I'm not going to do anything. If I'm going to start it, war inside in the country. Tikambe mutauni muja. Ata masoldiers bake wamena natuma kuti basteva mashushushu watu naona kuti sanga kwani kuti ayambe nkono ayambe even genocide pamene pati. That's why he managed to vanapura watenga sakila mizao vaiplan vaichikambe futi yamene vanasevenzesa kupaya uja president. So uja president wamena nafa uja aja wa president babiri, president of Rwanda Habyarimana and the president of Burundi baja wonse si wanapaiwe na bantu bao, no, anapaiwa na Kagame. Read the stories, guys. Read the stories. Baja bantu wanapa ijandeke yameni inarasiwa ija. Inarasiwa na kuli masoldiers wa Kagame. Maona ka? So, from there kaibevi wanazi wakuti tikapaya president bantu manje bamene bamukonda bazayamba manje kushita bwanji kusakira bantu bamene banashita ivivindu. So ndiye kupaya na manje kungenamo manje kwambo paya chipaye. Maona ka?
Okay,
so
that contribution what is your contribution?
So the contribution which I want to tell Zambians, kuti this stories which is coming from Rwanda is not a true story. Niboza vanamizira ba president Edgar Lungu is innocent. President Edgar Lungu is innocent, but what they want to target, they want to target these people aba bantu amene bankala muno mu Zambia kuti mairo bakambe kubatenga one by one babapereka ku Rwanda, because they are fearing that these people who are staying here in Zambia, they are hard worker. Maona ka? They are hard worker. They work hard. This Rwandanese who are staying. These Rwandanese who are staying here in Zambia. Because of them, they vanabapisha manveraka vanabapisha batoka ku Rwanda. So them they thought that sisi vanabapisha batoka ku Rwanda maybe kwa mine bazaenda palibe cha mine bazaenda bachite chili chose, but because of mavuta amene banapitamo aba bantu maona ka, that's why vanakwanisa kuti basebwanje batsakile konjira ili yose akuti they can find something to work. Maona ka? That's why nowadays you find that they have got shops, whatever. The money which they gain, ndrama za mene bamapeza babantu, si bamazipereka kuli konse. That money bazikipinga muno mu Zambia, which means is Zambian government which is benefit to these people. Which means kulibeja kuti batenga ndrama zao kwati vija vema machita ma Chinese wakatenga ndrama bapereka kwao beve balibe kozipereka zili mu Zambia banatenga kwati Zambia is their own country. That's why they work hard kuti bankareko na something cha kuti mairo basagone kuti balibe chochita muno mucharo. So Rwandan government is fearing like the way they did before kuti na wewe angachiteva mene wanachita. That's why they want to find a way they can do. Then bakambe kukamba kuti the people who are funding, who are helping President Edgar Lungu kufunding uja labor leader, they were so pakuti manje bambo ngena manje mu bantu muno mu Zambia bambo watenga one by one kuti bambo bapereka manje prosecuting as a kuwashita prosecuting manje kuwatenga one by one kuwapereka ku Rwanda ku high court. So that guy is not a labor leader. I can tell you ni muntu amene wana is not a labor leader. I'm telling you, uja muntu ni muntu amene wanapanga chabe, kumupanga chabe jakuti uzi bave uchita bakutenga no kupereka kuchimbwa kaira, kai muchimbwa kaira muja bakusunga mushe uchoka kuja uenda kukoti barangiza bantu kuti waenda kukoti party. They have got something, I'm telling you. They have got something. ni muntu amene amaplana chintu chikuru maningi. If you want to know the history, ask people how many money yamene nalipira kwendo paya one general aliko general Mozi Patrick Karegeya wamene vanashutira ku South Africa. Manalipira a lot of money. He pays a lot of money, Kagame, to go and kill that person in South Africa. So him is not a someone who can go and stay with him. You know that everything is okay. When you see Kagame wants to come nearby you, know that there is a problem. There is something which he wants to do for you. So please, I beg Zambians. I beg Zambians and the Zambian government, don't allow Rwandan government to be nearby you. Otherwise, baja bantu si bantu bakuti ni bantu babwino. No, you can't. A true person, you can't allow kuti bantu akwanise kupaisa bantu monga baja mina nafa from that 1994 until now. People they are still dying because of that Kagame. Okay, if you want to know another things which he did, ask Zambian army bamene benzeri ku chani ku peacekeeping mu 1995 kuri ku province Mozart Kibeho. Banasta so banaenda kwenze ma refugees ija kuti ni camp ya ma refugees. If you know the camp of the refugees, Rwandan government banaenda bashita pwanje baishita surround mamvera ka kai mwenze ma but imagine, I can tell you even Mazambians Mazambian army bamene benzeri ku kutani ku peacekeeping that time, they can tell you banasha surrounding camp ya ma refugees baku Rwanda bamene mamvera ka bali mu ma tribes ya ma Hutu kushuta camp yonse kushuta camp yonse. That government which you see, look at the people from until now, from 1990, from that time inkonde amene munambe amene nange na ku Congo ya kuti bene Kabila ne chani chame chirengesa kuti nkondi sasire ku Congo this time is because of Kagame. Even now they want to get north province of Congo. They want to make it as a country. By now, that is their plan. Now, Nkonde ameniriko this time mu Congo. The one who is causing that problem is Mr. Kagame. So now, don't give any chance. To give a chance Kagame to starting be with you, then you see that this guy is good person. No. That development which you see in Rwanda is the minerals from Congo, which is making that Rwanda to be the way it is. Don't think that in Rwanda there is no any minerals. There is no copper in Rwanda. There's no copper in Rwanda. Maybe there is maybe small gold or whatever, but something which is making Rwanda the way it is, something which is making Rwanda the way it is the minerals from Congo. So we have in Zambia. Zambia is a good country. Even President Edgar Lungu, if there is any problem to Mr. Edgar Lungu, maybe I have seen maybe some opposition party and whatever. That is inside in the house, which you can't say that is a bad person. No, that is another thing. It happen everywhere, even in the family. But kukamba kuti va Edgar Lungu vanashita funding that rebel group, I can stand even me, I can stand on his behalf. But President Edgar Lungu sibanashite fandi sibanamupasa ko ndalama ili yose uja mukazi wamene ali ku Rwanda. Mwamvera ka? Ni boza, ni boza yamene wanapanga. Mwamvera ka?
Wanapanga. So they just make sure. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
okay, hold on. Yeah. Hold on for a minute. We have David. David, you want to contribute something? What would you like to say, sir? Because Keke has been trying to come on. That's why I gave him a chance. What would you like to say, sir?
All right. Yeah, I think my mic was muted now. Yeah. Thanks, Lily, for your platform. I've been following you. You're doing a fantastic job as a young person.
Welcome.
We're also excited to have a person like you and a platform that allows us as Zambians to air our views. And hopefully our leaders are listening to what we're all saying. So quickly, I don't want to kind of talk too much about what's pertaining to the Rwanda situation, because that's highly classified stuff that I think should be dealt between two nations. We can speculate. There's an accusation. We don't know, the origins of that. And since the government is saying that they're going to deal with it diplomatically, I think it's best for us as citizens to follow what the government is saying on that matter. No matter how much we may not agree with our leaders, when it comes to the nation, we have to stand together. That's just a basic principle, that when a nation is being accused, we have to stand together and stand as one. When the evidence comes out and things come out in the open, then we'll know what it is. And then we can know how to deal with that at that point. So that's just the point I want to make, because people will make accusations and counter accusations on this matter. So it's very sensitive. Me as a Pan-Africanist, I've become one. I believe that as Africa, we need to stop wars. We need to stop all these shenanigans going on. What happens is when Africans start fighting among each other, we're just allowing for foreign governments and private individuals to just keep looting our wealth on the continent. And it's not helping us. So I agree that this should be dealt with at a diplomatic level because our president is in office and is representing all of us Zambians. So this matter, we should keep it. I would, in fact, just suggest maybe we shouldn't even talk too much about it until we know more. But the point I wanted to make was on CADERISM. CADERISM, if you look up in the English dictionary, it says cadres are a small group of people who are trained for a specific purpose. Very simple definition. And I think we're seeing that manifest in Zambia. A small group, usually youth, who seem to be playing a specific role. Unfortunately, they are militarized in the sense that their CADERISM is not on ideas. It's not to debate ideas and share ideas. It's about physical intimidation and violence. And I think that's taking our country to in the wrong direction. Zambians, we have some of the most educated, some of the smartest people on the planet. We have so many people with potential to be leaders. Those are the people we should be celebrating, not somebody walking the streets and threatening people because of having big muscles. So I would urge to solve the problem of CADERISM in the country. As a person who's abroad looking in from outside, I would say we should start with our leaders. President Lungu, as president of Zambia, should say, look, I've looked at this thing go on and fester on for so long. It's now getting to a point where it's just going out of hand. where even our police force is having to divert their resources to deal with this. He should say, look, enough is enough. It's time all cadres, irrespective of which party they belong to, should be dissolved. And he should do that by meeting with his counterparts in the opposition, President HH, President Kambwili, Harry Kalava, Neves Mumba, and the others. Just say, gentlemen, this thing is not good. Why don't we just from now on dissolve all cadres? If you're a member of the party, be a member of the party. Espouse the policies of the party. Debate on ideas that will bring your party forward. And then if there's any security risk, provide Zambia police to protect the leaders if they're traveling anywhere, whether opposition or government, depending on the threat levels that the intelligence gathers. So I think that's how we should deal with this. And no excuses should be accepted of, no, I don't talk to that person and all that. I think Zambia is bigger than any of us. We are heartbroken when we see negative news coming out of Zambia constantly. It's just making it hard for us to positively talk about our country and actually advertise it so that tourists and others can come to our country. So I would really urge our leaders to step up on this. Thank you for allowing me to say my 2 cents here.
Hi, David.
Hey.
Hi, who's that?
This is Joanne.
Who's that?
Can we have
Okay.
Joanne? Can we have Shamo live? Because Shamo has been trying to come on and go off. Shamo, how are you? Okay, hold on. Unmute your volume. Let me unmute your volume because yeah, and reduce the volume in your background, please. How are you? Hold on. Let me unmute for you. You need to unmute the volume yourself. Please, no music in the background if you come from the live stream. Yeah.
You can get me now?
Yeah, Shamoba, yes, I can, yeah.
Can you get me?
Yes, yeah. How are you?
Can you get me?
Yes, go on, speak. Yeah, we can. We can hear you. Speak.
Hello, can you get me now?
Yes. Speak, please.
Hello? Can you get me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to speak up.
Go on, speak. Yeah, we can. Okay, thank you. We can hear you. Speak. Hello, can you get me now? Okay. Yes. Yeah. I want to contribute on just 3 things.
Okay.
On things to contribute. One. Yeah. Okay. One, I want to talk about the billboards, and second, I want to talk about the issue of Rwanda. Though I don't have much information, I'll just talk about it a little bit, and then the third, I will talk about political violence, which we are experiencing now in Zambia.
Thank you so much.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to use my local language, which is the Lusakan language. For a purpose of some people, they're good in English, yeah, but we need some people. Maybe there's somebody who is streaming. We are busy in English. What has been going on? So it's going to be a mix-up of English and Nyanja. First thing, we are going to start about the billboards. Those billboards which you people saw, the Bill-10 billboards. I will say the truth, and the truth shall open up just now. Those billboards you see are sponsored by our government, which is BF, via Yali. And who are the Yalis? Those Ntewewe people who make us youths one day in Zambia to cry. If you don't know, as youths, we should not be supporting things which we don't have an idea of. We may know about the law, the law says this, the law says that. But there are some things which we are not sure of. For example, Bill-10. People in Zambia, they are shouting about Bill-10. No, Bill-10, it allows to bring a deputy, is it deputy? It allows the churches to have power. It allows the chiefs to have power. But what is in Bill-10 is something else. What do we mean is something else? Those clauses which are there, which those people are talking about, yes, they are there, but there are some spices. Us who don't know much about Bill-10, we have to hand it over to our MPs because are the people who are going to vote. What are we seeing in Zambia now? They are putting Bill-10 as if in Coca-Cola advert in the Great East Road.
Imagine.
So, if you people, you are not aware, those they are trying by all means just to demean other political parties. Yali is not an organization where you can say, no, it's a young leaders. Those guys, they're up to food. So everyone must know that let us put Bill-10 away. Let us face the reality. What is happening in Zambia now? Let us put the Bill-10 away. Those who wants to talk about changing the law and amending new law, we will amend the law after 2021. Now, let us face the reality. Next year, we are clocking 10 good years. 10 years. These 10 years we are clocking. Our government has never given youth empowerment to our youths, us, the youths in Zambia. What are they doing? Busy doing politics. Look at our Zambian journalists. They have gone dunderheads. All they know is about politics. You will never find a journalist going to combo the news. No, people in Maziopa, they don't have food. No, people in Chipata, they have vugwi, whatever, they don't have fertilizer. They don't go. All they know is, where is the politician today? Is this side? I'm going there.
Thank you.
Our politicians have become no data. Why? They can't see the ground. Because a journalist is the ear of the ground. These people, they are now doing things like this. So we're talking about Bill-10. We must stop Bill-10 no matter what.
Yeah.
Those people who are fighting Bill-10s, they are not educated in Bill-10. It's the same as me. I'm not somebody to talk about it. Let us look at the people like our minister, who is pushing this Kawata constituency minister. That man did his course in agriculture at NRDC, as we all know. He's busy pushing about the law. He also doesn't understand because of something which is there. We know there is some powers given to those people to start, maybe I would say, printing something in terms of money or any other things in Zambia. Or let me say, they want to try to give the Bank of Zambia some powers. To the opposition sides, those who are in oppositions, they are trying to manipulate things, for example, on who should stand on what, how many terms, how many, you know, the only way they want to survive these people about the butane is about putting our president, is our beloved president, our president for a third term, which is not right. They want to manipulate it under butane. So as my youth, if you are not careful about this butane, we love the president of Zambia. All of us, we love the president. But the thing is, we need youth empowerment. In these 10 years, we had about 4 recruitments, for example, for police. How many were recruited? 1,030, 1,500. How many people graduates? You know, police are, men are grade 12s. How many graduates? More than 40,000. But yes, you can do other business, but the issue is like the government is too small for us, all of us, to be in government. But we wanted those who are initiative, you know, those leaders who have got youth initiatives, powerful youth initiatives. When I mean powerful, we don't have a minister who is powerful in youth initiative. They can be powerful in breaking bones of people, but we need a minister who is powerful. I'm telling you, a minister who is powerful. For example, let us see Lusaka. Lusaka Central, there is a Munari, there is a Chawama, going deep, Janawa there is Mississippi. These areas, they have got garbages. And in these compounds, we have got millions of youths. Why is it that we have a government which is failing to get money to go and buy makanta, just a kanta? Kutenga mayuthi mutenga magabages mbalipirisa bantu bamukombo ningani kutenga bini per week 5 kwacha or 20 kwacha. Is it how much or 50 kwacha? Give the youth the job. Not banyamula vishala bando tell pa neighbor the same council say tuzakumangani mukataira hapa. How should you manga you? Why don't you make youth to be there? Are a lot of garbages go to Baulen. We must make youth active. If in a month you are able to collect a garbage per door, maybe per week at 20 kwacha, when you go the other month, how much are you going to be having as a youth? We cannot be complaining of, no, this road has got no drainage. When you have got thousands of youths in the same route, say, no, we are waiting for Avic to come and put a drainage here. What kind of leaders do we have? So we don't want those things. So those who are supporting butane, please, whatever you are supporting for, move it. So as the normal youth, let us support what we know. How are we going to help the government of the day? We only have maybe 12, 11 months from election, but we must support the government of today, which we say of the day, by telling them next year it's gonna be a change game. We love you, but we'll remove you. Please, we are growing. At my age, I don't have a house. At my age, I don't have a stable job. For me to go in government connection. What if I'm alone? So which means I will never be in government. We are saying not all of us will be in government, but at least for security reasons. What are those security reasons? Source, because as you know, money is powerful. We perform because as your uncle is gonna deal with me. But that's all. We cannot
your signal is failing us. So if you can go and come back again, Shamova. Your signal is failing us. If you can go and come back. Hi, FK. How are you? Would you like to contribute anything? Volume. Shamova, if you can sort out your network, We've lost you. Can you unmute your volume, please, FK? FK, can you unmute? Shamoba, you need to go back out and in because your signal is off. We keep losing you. Hi, FK. What would you like to say? FK, would you like to say something? Volume, we can't hear you. Check your mic. Hold on, hold on. Can you speak now? FK. FK. KK, wait. FK. 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 You need to unmute your mic, please. Mic. Your mic, FK. Check your mic. BM, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What would you like to say, my brother? FK. FK. We can't hear you. So that's your volume. Cora, can you speak? I want to see if we can hear you. Messi, can we hear you? I don't know what's happening.
Oh, it's just,
Hello.
I think
Messi,
connection's bad. Yeah, I'm here.
FK, are you there? FK? But we can't hear you, FK. It says your mic is off. Check your mic. Okay. Wayne, what would you say about what was said? And we still have, is H here still? FK, I think the problem is you have two mics on. There's two of you here, FK. You logged into another one and then you've logged into this one. So one of them needs to be kicked out of the studio. Okay, FK, can you try to speak now? We are past our 2 hours now. Messi, say something.
Okay.
People are asking you to say something.
I haven't got much to add, just on the issue of Bill 10 maybe. I was surprised to see that we've now resorted to putting misinformation on billboards, because essentially that's what it is. I mean, they've made claims on the adverts for Bill 10 saying that it's going to accelerate development. Well, you don't need Bill 10 to compel you to develop the country. You know, PF have been in government for how many years now? So are they telling me the reason that they have failed so miserably when it comes to developing the country? Is it because there was no Bill 10 in existence, and that as long as Bill 10 doesn't come into existence, we will never develop? So I just find that quite odd, and it's sad that, you know, the highest office in the land is pushing for these things to be advertised on large billboards and deceiving the people of the country. I mean, this is the government that continuously insisted on following proper channels. When we saw what happened with Miles Sampa, where they're accusing him of overstepping when he defended the Zambians, they were saying he should have consulted the departments concerned so that they could do their jobs. Well, there is a process in place for putting this bill through. So why aren't they following that? Why are they now deciding to advertise it and packing it full of misinformation and deceiving the Zambian people at large? So I just find that very disappointing. But then again, you know, golden silence from the president. He says nothing, absolutely nothing. And also they've made some claims in there that it's going to help or guarantee rights for the disabled and also for women. Well, you don't need an extra bill, because as far as I'm aware, I think from what Mr. Musha was explaining, that the rights of the disabled and women are already covered in the Zambian constitution. So you don't need another bill to guarantee them. They're already made into law. So it all doesn't make sense that women's rights and those of the disabled are only going to be guaranteed by having Bill 10. You're having an extra bill is not going to make a difference if you failed to guarantee the rights which are already made into law. So you've been there for 10 years, you felt that you're not going to all of a sudden magically start performing or doing your job because of Bill 10. So it's very misleading, and it's a shame that now it's gone onto the billboards. And the other thing I wanted to comment on was the silencing of the opposition. I do remember Dr. Kambwili mentioned, I think it was police or some group that tried to stop him from going to a studio to do an interview. I don't see why this government should be shutting down people. They do have a right to speak, and also as Zambians, we do have a right to hear to divergent views. We don't just have to listen to PF alone. So this government is very, very desperate, and they are dictators, and they are intent on shutting down anyone who has opposing views. And to vote for them or to give them in power, none of the Zambians are going to benefit. There's only one beneficiary, you know, to having the PF government continue in power, and it's going to be China. That's the only beneficiary, you know, that's going to be enjoying from PF being in government. So you need to be very careful and very tactful when you're voting, and choose your leaders very wisely. And this thing of shutting down opposition as well, I'm wondering why they haven't perhaps resorted to going online. I mean, there's this platform. Lily has mentioned about trying to get in contact with some of these leaders, and perhaps she hasn't heard back. There is a platform available, you know, a large number of Zambians are listening. So I do encourage the opposition to come out and speak on this platform, because it's been very, very common that when they go to other studios and radio stations, cadres are either storming that or police are stopping them from going to speak. So that is not the end. There's a platform online. They should be able to be speaking about these things now. So we're also going to be having questions in our minds if they can't come to a platform such as this, because we have questions to ask them. One might ask, are they afraid of us asking them questions? Is that why they prefer to go to another studio and just speak over there without an audience such as this one, to be able to ask them questions about how we want our country to develop? So I would say bear that in mind when you're asking questions and trying to hold these leaders to account. So that's what I wanted to add. I think I've said pretty much everything that I wanted to say.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. We have Prince, James, JK, Mr. Kwachangwe, I think we've lost him due to signal. FK, how are you? What would you like to say, FK?
Hi, Lily. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Thanks once more for hosting me on your YouTube channel.
Okay.
I just want to basically speak on the Bill 10, of course, and also on the Rwanda issue and the issue of CADERISM and silencing the oppositions. Yeah, I think I'll try to make it brief anyway. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
To start with, let me talk about Bill 10. You know, I was watching the debate, following the debate between Petwanguluwe and Honorable Gary Nkombo. Petwanguluwe made a very shocking statement where he said the president himself he has been in the forefront or spearheading the going through of Bill 10, meaning the president himself is in the forefront pushing the Bill 10 to hit with that it goes through. Now, according to what I know is that a good law, one of the quality of a good law is that it must be easy to understand. Okay, people must not struggle to understand and accept the good law. So for these people to continue pushing this law or this bill, where almost every Zambian is opposing it, it is very sensitive and very alarming, which is giving people thoughts on what kind of a thing it can be. You get the point. At the end of the day, you see, yeah, in their 4 years of reign, it seems like they have been just campaigning over the thing that will benefit them and them alone and their cadres. So I don't feel this bill is a good bill. If it was a good bill, it can't have opposition. It can't have resistance from many citizens as it has now. It having all this resistance, it is a clear, or it's an indication that it has failed and they have to leave it out. Them continue pushing it. It is very alarming, and that is one reason why I think they should leave power in 2021. Yeah, according to me. And because of this, failure to handle things properly and diplomatically, it is what has made our president today very vulnerable. He has very poor and down advisors, so to say, in their capacities. Because I think our president is not advised very well. And because of this, he has been exposed to many allegations. No, people say that silence is golden, quite all right. I agree. On the other angle, they say that a person who a silent person, a person who decides to keep quiet, at the end of the day is regarded as wise or as intelligent, because you might not know what is going in their mind, all right? Or maybe they can have a reason, or let me say a good understanding of the matter. That's why maybe they are quiet. But to me, I feel silence is a language which speaks volume, all right? It is a language that speaks volume. When we talk about contribution, it's someone who is quiet is regarded as wise. But when you are being accused, okay, when there's speculation like the issue of Rwanda, you are being accused and you keep silent. On the other hand, you'll be regarded as a victim. All right. Our president has been quiet on various issues that are happening in our country where we mostly need him, where we need him to come and explain and comfort us. But he's quiet. You get the point. And because of that, people can easily say that this president or this person, maybe he knows something. Why is he quiet? You get the point. Quite right, we're trying to defend him because we're trying to save on the interest of our country, like want to defend the peace that we have and everything. But why is he quiet? Why can't he come out and at least address the nation? At least so that we can get comforted. You get the point. So him being quiet on this issue of Rwanda, that is what is sending alarms, all right, to many people and even to neighboring countries, so to social media and everything, like is guilty or he knows something about all this. So we are urging the president. I don't know how we can catch this, but by all means, he must address us. Okay, he must address the nation. He must tell us why are they connecting him to such allegations, to such speculation, out of all these other presidents in Africa. All right. The other thing, I was watching Davis Mwila about silencing the opposition, where he was telling the people that he was that if Kambwili speaks out again, we'll get him arrested. Now, see what Siawan made in his live video. He said that one of the mission of PF is to get Shimba Kambwili arrested, all right, to get Shimba Kambwili arrested so that he won't have a contribution to 2021 election. And Davis Mwila made that statement. Surely, how are they what are they trying to tell us as citizens? If they silence Chishimba Kambwili, they silence Hichilema, and then what do we term them to be? We definitely tell them that they are dictators. He said that we have capacity, we have got power to make them not to go anywhere in Zambia, to make Zambia no go area for them. That is David Mwila's word. Surely, a person who is in power, these people, they must regard everyone, be it opposition, every Zambian, whether from which tribe, they must regard all of us as their children. Quite all right, we may not like them. Leadership is not by force. We may not like them, we may not support them, but we must regard it as children. All the Chimba Kambwili, everyone must regard it as their children. But once they begin saying that, okay, it is a no-go area, where is our democracy? When we call them, they are dictators, they are refusing. But if they're silencing opposition, who are they? They're qualified to be dictators. And that's what we don't want. Zambia is a democratic nation. We don't want our politics to go to that extent. Okay, Davis Mwila, Bowman Lusambo, and other PF officials, they must stop this language. It is not good in a democratic country like this. No, it is not good. That is my contribution for tonight, Madam Lily. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me add Mr. Kwacha Ngoe. Mr. Kwacha Ngoe, how are you?
How are you?
Fine, thank you. I was just telling everybody that you have sponsored this live stream for this month, and we'll be dropping your link on this YouTube channel. So what happens, guys, for us to have this live stream connected to Facebook is because of a certain amount of payment that we need to pay every month towards StreamYard. So thank you so much, Mr. Kwachangwe, for your donation so that we could continue with this live stream for this month. So the whole of this month is paid for. Thank you so much, sir.
No
and we'll be dropping his link as well. If you're on my YouTube channel, please help to drop his link. What's your contribution, sir?
Yeah, my contribution is I'm really, really sad. And my heart is actually aching for my country, Zambia, because I think we've reached a stage where our country, when it really, really matters, we need leadership, and people who are supposed to be on the front line of our country, they are not there. As Messi said, when it really matters, when we need people who can communicate, because leadership is not only about silence, it's also about communication. A leader who cannot communicate to his people when it really matters is a failure, really. And that's the only bottom line I can say. Because as far as Zambia is concerned at the moment, we have so many front line to fight for. Poor education, poor health sector, a lack of jobs, all these are front line that we are fighting for. No social welfare for our people in the country, but all here is people dishing out money in different parts of the country at the expense of other parts of the country. So there are so many front line that Zambia has to fight. And what you need is a robust leadership with concrete vision that will galvanize the nation at such a time as this. And not to talk about other foreign influences that are also trying to get a stake in our economy and our resources. What do we need? You need leadership as well, who can manage the resources for the benefit of everybody. But I think what we've seen in Zambia is a leadership that is very much, like I've said time and time again, a leadership that is very much tribal driven, CADERISM driven, self-interest driven. That's the kind of leadership that we are seeing at the moment. When people are crying out for somebody to speak out, to inspire, give hope in a time when there's hopelessness, especially with the COVID. So many people have no money in their pockets. They need somebody, just even somebody to speak hope. Something no one is speaking, such kind of thing. So this is where we are at Zambia. And I think at Zambia, we are at a crossroad, where we need to realize that, if we do not elect leaders who are trustworthy, who have a vision, our country is on a slope line. And it's up to us as Zambians to rescue our country for the prosperity of our future. So that's why I think this platform is very important, is because it's informing people so they know where we stand as a nation. And I think it is sad that some of these political parties, like opposition parties, have not been willing also to come out and speak about what their manifesto is, And I think also the cancer of CADERISM is one aspect that really every presidential candidate need to let the Zambian people know of what they're going to do when they get into power. And also my contribution is on the issue of Rwanda. For one, I see no reason why we as Zambian, we should, even as Zambian, as much as I know, we should be speaking about this, because the president himself should be coming out and speaking out so that he can assure the Zambians that this thing is not true. But the fact that he has stayed silent is causing a lot of angst in the lives of so many people, because we don't know. He is a public figure. He stands for the nation. He represents each and every Zambian. But the fact that he has stayed like he has adopted a culture of silence and he lavishes that, that's not good enough for anyone. So I think it's very, very indicative, rather plain to each and every one of us as Zambia to know that the leadership that we have at the moment has no interest. As far as I'm concerned, PF doesn't care for the Zambian people. All it cares is for their own pockets and what they have taken out of the resources of Zambia, and that's what they want to care for. And even if Bill 10 is all about protecting, putting a fence around what they have invested, the money they have stolen from the country, that's what they want to do. So I think it's up to us Zambians and youths and everyone who loves Zambia to look very much inwardly and see what sort of leadership we need. That's why I'm advocating. I'm praying that God, maybe it's time that God brought up some women to become leaders in our nation, because men in our country have done us no good at all. So this is really my contribution for the evening. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kwachangwe. What would you say about the Chinese as well? Because I feel 25 states. However, when told how many Chinese are there, like millions of them, are you kidding me? I got turned down. I could even see signs in Chinese in Zambia. So this person is just saying Zambia is a very beautiful country and the people are good. I intended to move there and I live in Zambia for a few years, but I think the person was not allowed to stay there. But now they are seeing lots of Chinese signs. What would you say about the Chinese in Zambia? Answering to I feel.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Chinese, I would say that Chinese are by nature, Chinese people are very good, but they are also under a certain regime as well, which curtails their speech. They don't have freedom of speech in China. When you're talking of rights, you can look at Hong Kong. You just have to look at Hong Kong as well. You can see how the Chinese regime is curtailing, making Hong Kong to be the way it is. And if you are looking at news, China is in trouble with other nations at the moment, because China has done very well in terms of developing their own country. So the culture in China is that, as far as China is concerned, that Chinese don't love black people. Everybody knows that. So for us to be causing up to them just for the sake of money and developing our country, I think it's the wrong way of doing it. Like, I think I would go with what Nevas Mumba said, Dr. Nevas Mumba said, that it's high time that we adopted a very tough stance on China and negotiated thing that would have the interest in our country. Otherwise, if we want to know about the style of China, read the news. Go on to the news, YouTube. There's so many stuff that you can educate yourself about the way the Chinese deal with things. But if you are really, really into, I mean, especially here in the UK, when we have seen a lot of racial problems, you realize that China is the greatest racist country in the world. I thought the British and the Americans were racist, but our time has told us that, especially with the COVID, they are very racist. And I don't think they have the interests of Zambia at their heart. They're interested in developing their country, and that's why we also, as Zambians, we should be interested in developing our own country, because time will come when we'll not be able to go to China. So where are we going to run to? So we need to develop our home, Yeah. So that's really my talk about that.
Yeah. And what about the way the president has been touring across the country? What would you say about that? He's been busy whilst other political parties can't even campaign. He's been busy going to Western Province. He's been issuing checks. I've shared those videos on my YouTube channel just for people to see what the president has been up to. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think for me it's a case of it's too late, to be going around. I think it's driven by fear. The fact that people are beginning to see who the real leader is, what his intentions are. And I think Zambians are so clever, and I don't think they will be fooled by the fact that the president is going around. They really know where the president's heart is. There's been issues of Chinese mistreating Zambians. There's been issues of issue that we would have loved this president to come out and speak to the Zambian people, which he hasn't spoken about. So the fact that he's kept silent on matters that really affect every Zambian, and just by going in the fringes of Zambia and showing himself, I don't think that will save him a lot. What he needs to do is to come out and tell the Zambian what his vision is. What is his intention for the Zambian people in the coming year? That's what he's supposed to be doing. The fact that he goes around, I don't think that will really serve the interests of the Zambian people. It's a strategy for politicians. That's what politicians do when they know their time for elections have come. They try to go around and take advantage of people who cannot read, people are ignorant of laws and stuff. That's what it is, and running away from the very issues of what we're seeing on the copper belt. What he's supposed to be saying is, when some of people are in leadership, when they're saying no, copper belt is a no-go area, he's supposed to be standing up as a leader and saying, no, this is not the Zambia that we belong for. Zambia is one Zambia, one nation. Every person is allowed to go anywhere, and he's supposed to be leading. He's supposed to be seen to be doing that. But the fact that he's kept silent on some of these matters, it goes to show his style of leadership and his interest is more of a political party rather than galvanizing the whole nation as we want Zambia to be. So that's really my take on it. I don't think Zambians will be fooled by what is happening. I think they've had a lot of years.
Happening?
Yeah. So we know. Yeah. I think it's the Bible.
Suddenly,
the Bible says you shall know them by their fruits.
Yes, yeah. And suddenly we have lots of youth empowerment programs as well. Today, the president has posted that he's monitoring some fish farming. I sense there's a huge panic there. But it's also positive as well on our side, because we have been speaking about these issues, and then suddenly they're acting on the same issues we've been complaining about. And like I've said to the youth of Zambia, if you're given an opportunity to do something, get your money, do it. At the end of the day, you will make a decision when you're voting, because it's your right anyway to be empowered at the moment. So between now and next year, if there's opportunities offered by the government, collect them. I mean, you need to survive at the end of the day, but you cannot be fooled. After the elections, how do we know they will change their minds again? So we just have to open our minds. Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. You are amazing, and God bless you. Leon, how are you, Leon? your contribution, sir. You are amazing and God bless you. Leon, hi, Leon. How are you, Leon? Your contribution, sir. You are amazing and God bless you. Leon, hi, Leon. How are you, Leon? Hi, Leon. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. How are you? Honorable Leon. Oh, you had to edit your name. How are you? Okay. How are you? Honorable Leon. Oh, you had to edit your name. How are you? How are you, Honorable Leon? How are you? Hello? Hello? Okay. We can't get Honorable Leon. Hi, Shamoba Live. How are you? We can't get. Hi, Shamoba Live. How are you? Hi, Shamoba Live. How are you? Hold on. Okay, I think we'll be ending the program shortly now because Shamoba, you need to unmute your volume. Join is still here. Shamoba, are you there? Shamoba, do you want to say something very briefly before we end the stream, please? Shamoba? No, Shamoba can't hear us. Honorable Leon, you there? No, Shamoba can't hear us. Honorable Leon? Honorable Leon? Honorable Leon?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, you can contribute, sir, Honorable Leon. Honorable Leon? Honorable Leon?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, you can contribute, Honorable Leon. Honorable Leon? Honorable Leon?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say that you are doing a very good job.
Okay, you can contribute. Honorable Leon.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say that you are doing a very good job.
Thank you so much, sir.
I am the one. I am the person who I do for the projects of Zambia.
Okay, hold on, sir. Do you mind reducing the volume from your background? Like any feedback, please, because we're getting a feedback. Like, can you tell us like any other device in the background? Background, like any feedback, please.
I think it is not in my side.
Can you tell us like any other? Oh, it's not. Okay. Let me turn off somebody. Okay.
I think it is not in my side.
Let me turn off somebody. It's coming from your side because everyone else has muted their mic. Okay. If I mute you, look what's happening. So if I mute you, now other feedback. So you can disconnect the volume on your, I don't know, something is on somewhere. Check properly. Okay, you can speak now, sir.
Hello.
On your, I don't know, something is on somewhere. Check properly. Okay, you can speak now, sir.
Okay, I was just trying to say.
I don't know, something is on somewhere. Check properly. Okay, you can speak now, sir.
Okay, I was just trying to say that you are doing a very good job. Just trying to say that I do a very good job. Yeah, I think there is a lot of noise.
It's coming from you. It's coming from you. You got a feedback.
There is a lot of noise.
You got a feedback. Yeah, it's coming from you. So if you can go down, go out and come back because it's coming from you. Yeah, it's coming from you. So if you Okay, if you can try to come back, because it's coming from you. Everyone else has no feedback. Okay, let me just add and then Honorable Leo, try by all means to come back with no sound in the background. Okay, so we have Stephen Wale, how are you? Hi, Stephen Wale, how are you? How are you? Stephen Wale, how are you? Okay, Joanne, you can go ahead, Joanne, and let me see if Honorable Leon is okay now.
Hello.
Okay, Joanne, hello, Honorable Leon. Joanne, and let me see if Honorable Leon is okay now.
Hello.
Okay, hello, Honorable Leon.
Yes. I was trying to say
Let me see if Honorable Leon is okay.
that you are doing a very good job. Yes. I was trying to say that if I want to follow anything about Zambia, I do come to your page. To say that we are actually doing a very great job, and also African continent. Let us come together. Let us at least use things that are made from our countries in our African continent. Let us not all of us run from other countries like China. I think if we can come together as leaders of African continent, I think we can do the best. Yeah, let us not eye or everything, even if it's afraid or cup, it must come from China. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
God bless you so much. I'm calling from Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're from Kenya.
A great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're calling from Kenya.
Yes, I'm
Are you
calling
a honorable in Kenya?
Yes, I'm calling from Kenya.
Thank you so much. Oh, are you a honorable in Kenya? Are you a honorable in Kenya?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a honorable in Kenya?
Yeah,
Where do you work?
yeah.
What's your ministry?
Yes.
Where do you work? Where do you work?
I can still hear you well. There is a lot of noise somewhere in the background.
I'm saying, are you a minister? Are you an MP?
I am a county assembly member of parliament.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your real name? Like, so we find you on Google.
Yeah, I am Honorable Renan Kuria. Yeah.
Oh, let me check for your name. How do you spell it? Spell it for us.
Leonard. Yeah.
How do you spell it? Spell it. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
Yes,
Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream.
Yeah. Thank you so much, actually. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, who else is here? Shamola, can we hear you now? Shamola, we've lost your volume. Messi and Dwayne, and then we close down. Dwayne, are you still there or you're sleeping?
I'm still here. I'm still here, Lily. I'm still here.
It's been an amazing life. We've had people from all over the world.
Yeah.
What's your final closing remark so that we can close this live stream?
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate, by the way, for the live stream. My last contribution is focusing on a number of points. I'll just summarize them. First and foremost, the law can never be advertised. You don't advertise the law. You sensitize the nation so that people understand. So I'm not in support of what is happening. If the government are up to good, they should have written the Bill 10 in all Zambian languages so that even a person in the remotest area understands what they want to bring on the scene, because we are talking of a law that will govern the nation. The other area of concern is a good leader does not wear a cocoon. We have leaders that have worn cocoons to a point where whenever people speak, they are already in a defensive mechanism. They can't get anything. We have leaders, whenever people speak, they can't voice out to address the concerns of the Zambian citizens. Why? Because of the cocoon that they've worn. The other area, last area of concern, which is worrisome, we've got chiefs in Zambia. At times I tend to ask questions. Who do they stand for? What do they stand for? Who do they support? Because you are seeing a lot of people in Zambia, in the rural area, in urban areas, are suffering, but not even at any point will you hear a chief condemn of what is happening, speak for their people. They are all quiet. The only thing you hear is chiefs attacking opposition. It was sad enough the other time when I heard that at a time the minister went to court with cadres. There were two chiefs among the group, among cadres. You say that, which is quite painful and sad, because chiefs should maintain their integrity. Why have they stooped so to allow politicians to control them? Is it because of the little peanuts that they are giving them? It's not supposed to be like that. You say that. So even with regard to chiefs, I think it's high time that we spoke more on their actions. They need to represent and speak on behalf of Zambians, not to align themselves with the political parties. No, they should be non-partisans. That's my contribution really for tonight. Appreciate for the opportunity and time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution.
Hello, Madam Lily.
Shamoba. Yeah, Shamoba, what would you like to say just briefly, because we've overstretched now? And
yes, we have problem with network. It's like some people, they are tempering. They don't want us to talk to you. Yeah. They don't want me to speak. Yeah. Okay. This one is gonna be a quick one. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter if it will offend somebody or somebody is gonna be offended. It's something which I have discovered myself.
Okay.
I think we need to quarantine all PF ministers.
Okay.
All of them. It's like, they have become the victim of COVID-19 from Dora Syria, Shitaro Chirofia, Vincent, whoever is who. So we need to quarantine all ministers. I hear these people are in Western Province. Let's hope they are not distributing COVID-19, because these people have been going for the president.
Yeah.
So we need to quarantine these people, all of them.
Yeah.
If it means, because it's a two-way thing. If they are not faking about the COVID-19, it's a way maybe to try and make butane go up. But if it's it's real, we need to quarantine them, because I'm finding that our government is the one which is spraying COVID-19. Moreover, they say COVID-19, the way you can get COVID-19, you have to come in contact with the person who is sick of COVID-19. So I'm sensing Madeus Yanwakondo behind the scene. These people, they have been meeting some people whom we don't know. Because people who have been accused of crimes are the people who are in connection with COVID-19. We look at this one is in scandal for this one, has got COVID. This one has got COVID. So we need to make sure they our president, they must be far away from the president. And then coming to the issue of this violence which political parties are doing, which I don't like, I'm seeing our IG, Mr. Konma Kangani, responsible also in some ways. And I see the president is responsible because the president has never come out in open, like to say, if you reach the don't do this.
Yeah.
Because if the president one day could speak to us as the youth or anybody in Zambia, stop violence.
Yeah.
Ngaba kuikata. You'll be there on your own. I will not bring not even a lawyer or anybody from the party to defend you because you have committed a crime. There's nothing that to remove. A crime is a crime. Doesn't matter whether opposition. You don't have to make crimes all in the name of the party. So I see it like if the president does not talk about violence, meaning he's also happy about it. Because as I'm talking to you, I'm sure you watched about today's incident at 8 hours, which happened at the magistrate court. Yeah, after an hour or what, those guys went free dancing. They are home as I'm talking to you now. I enjoy. That's how things are. Things work. We don't have to give power to people, just individual people like cadres. I know people have translated the word cadre in the another way angle, but cadres, we don't have to give them that power. We don't have to, because cadres have been given the power. Just imagine, City Market was gutted with fire, where we had some people accusing oppositions of banning City Market, which was not a problem, or which is a problem at some point. And then churches and organizations, including government and other people, contributed money to rebuild that City Market. What happened? They are saying the money was taken to go and rebuild Chisokone Market. The other money was taken to put in other projects. The money which was given for these disabled people, said, no, we had to change it to this project. As you are aware, Mao Sampa and the friends, they discovered some certain of amount of money was missing. The Lusaka City Council doesn't have money. That is mismanagement because of CADERISM. So the fact is, the people, like for example, the civil servants, they can't talk about CADERISM because there is a way these things goes. Like there is a way it goes. Me personally, I've witnessed where the government has advertised the job, but the not the ballot papers, the application papers, they're not taken to the point where they must go. They are taken the other way around. I've witnessed that. There are some people who are strong, like now as I'm talking to you, they are strong. You can't do anything to them. So, and lastly, I would like to comment on something which is out of topic, but it's so affecting youth again. The closure of Prime TV.
Prime TV,
I did issue a letter. I'm a journalist by profession.
Oh, good. Good.
Yes. I issued a letter about should be 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of you read it, but you did not know the person who wrote it, unless by name. That's my real name there.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so if you search for this name, you'll find the page. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say about Prime TV closing?
Yeah. On the Prime TV closing, I had to find so many issues which I like up now. I'm still asking myself, do the government love us as the youth? what went wrong and what was all about closing Prime TV. You know, many people in Zambia, they are just saying, Bari Sala, like you know those people, we know them.
Yes.
Bari Sala,
Yeah.
Bari Shtabuino. Some of us, we became affected, like me as I'm talking to you, I became affected because some of us, it was the source of job. Now, this is, let me just say, crack the data here. On a certain day, I will not mention a day because of time. I only have minutes until my bundles
Yes.
finish.
Yeah.
I'll come back later
Yeah.
soon. Yeah. On a certain day, the Minister of Information, including the Minister of Health, issued an advert for publishing about COVID-19 issue. When it went to Prime TV, you know, Gerald Shower, they bounced it back. Yeah. After reconciling and talked about the issue, said, sorry for that, you know, yeah, we can't air a free advert, but for this disease being a pandemic disease, for like it's a global one. Okay, bring it back. Sorry, I've apologized. I'll air this one free, and we'll also make other adverts free, which they made. So without knowing, they had to issue other statements, and they went. I just skipped some words. So if you're not aware, a new station was introduced by some people was to close Prime TV.
Yeah.
They had to shut down Mr. Gerard with all whatever power they had. And then up to now, if you ask them, what was the reason why you had to shut them?
Yeah.
They don't give a proper reason. They will say they had a Nkongole of 60,000, 20,000, which was paid before even the date. It was a fake news, fake lie. It was paid. They said they are supposed to pay on the 6th. They paid on the 3. So those issues really make me to go down, because Prime TV professionally, people who don't know, I'm sure people are still awake by now. Let me tell you the truth. Prime TV has got over 51 employees.
Oh. So they all lost their jobs.
Only 5 are working. Radio platform, Joy FM.
Oh.
Those employees, and let me show you how Gerard Shower powerful is. Those employees, the oldest is 33 years old.
Wow.
They are all
That's
young.
good.
They're aged below 27, all of them.
Wow. That's really good. So he was empowering the youths, huh?
Totally empowering the youths.
Wow.
So they cramped all the jobs. They cramped everything. Like they have gone, you know, all the boys, all those journalists, all those people, you know. And then instead of just reconciling or maybe talk about that issue which is affecting them, they have forgotten that this person is feeding their family, is also helping us to do what we call youth empowerment, because he's employing young ones. What they have done, they have now started stealing those journalists from him or from Prime to those stations. As I'm talking to you, about 5, 6 journalists went there, but let me tell you, the Prime TV will not be brought down by all means. They are telling you. Because Mr. Gerald Shao has trained Zambian youth, Zambian journalists, has trained them. What you learned at school, it was theory. Here it's practical. He has trained them to be investigative journalists, not journalists. Those journalists we see now.
Okay. So if you can just wound up so that we finish now, because it's almost 11 o'clock here.
24. Okay. For my winding up, I want 2021, please. Everybody should vote for a wise leader. In fact, everybody is wise. We need somebody who is wise, because we have even seen fools dishing money. And the people are not educated, dishing money. Imagine somebody has been just working, pangama food, but dishing money. So money has become available. So that money, let somebody who's gonna manage that money. 2021, please everybody vote for a leader. I will not mention a leader. I don't have a leader here. I will just say vote for a leader who will see that this one will work for the youth. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Tomorrow we will probably have a live stream, but I don't know whether people are going out to party. But it would be nice for us to have a live stream tomorrow, but most likely Saturday and Sunday, and
Yes.
then we carry
And
on.
madam, before I go, before I go, just 1 minute. The issue of billboards, I know you were surprised when I said about Yari.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you were too surprised. Like, yeah. Though, let the truth be told. Me, who knows the truth? That man who is called Mr. Ntewewe and a friend. The organization here is not making money by now because the people are funding those people. They ate money. They are not giving them money, those people. The only source they can get money is from the party. When I say the party, meaning I say the ruling. So it's one and the same. So it's the only way. As I'm talking to you here, they have been going around Chipata, somewhere this side in Lusaka, where it's in deep villages. They're telling people to vote for Butane. Why? Because it's their source of money, which they want. They're just for money. You can't tell me that the small yari can make billboards. A billboard, that one, it's 5,000 to make one billboard, the big one. Those people, they don't have money. So they are trying by all means to vote for that bill. In them, it's all about money. This game is all about money. I'm telling you, whoever is supporting the bill, or look what, I will not talk about Venachira Tukuta. It's all about money. Before, it's all about money. Once they're given money, sharp.
No, shut up.
So,
that's it. Yeah.
They
Okay,
will change
so
the game.
tomorrow, Shamoma, send me a message on my Facebook Messenger so we can communicate. And yeah, so thank you so much. Tomorrow of Saturday, we're gonna do a live stream. Talking about there's always something nowadays, so we should have a live stream tonight, tomorrow night. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank
See
you,
you tomorrow.
madam.
Send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Send me a message. Yeah? Okay, Messi, do you want to say anything before we go, and then we can go to bed now?
Okay, just very quickly, I wanted to touch on only one person is allowed to go to rural areas. As we've seen, the president is going around the country, and then the opposition are being intimidated in not going anywhere, and they're being told some areas are no-go areas. You can actually see there's strategy in there, because one of the areas where it's easy to misinform people is an area where they don't have access to divergent views. So they're only hearing one voice, and one of the vulnerable places are rural areas. So I do see the danger there. If opposition are prevented from campaigning, the people in these rural areas are going to go, they're going to fall for that one bag of milli-meal and a few kwaches here and there. They will fall for that message. And the thing is, the important thing is that every single vote counts. Every single vote counts. So which is why members of the opposition needs to be allowed, to be able to go to rural areas freely. So I think we need to continue to push the message across to people and expose how unfair these practices are. And yet again, you still have this president is silent when his people are saying, opposition, you're not allowed in certain areas. He is quiet on there. He should be condemning that. So that should be able to tell you that that instruction is coming from him, because it's all happening simultaneously. When the people, when the cadres are threatening to opposition and saying you can't go to the rural areas, what do you see? You're seeing the president going to the rural areas and different parts of the country, saying what work he's done. We're bringing electricity to such and such an area. We're going to be building roads, all the way to Nakonde, and all of these different activities. So they shut down some groups so that only PF has presence in those areas. So that is very dangerous, and it is designed so that PF can bump up their votes. And where you're having as well, the opposition are being raided when they go to certain TV stations or radio stations. They're being prevented from speaking. So this is shutting down divergent views. We cannot allow that to happen, and we need to keep shining a light on the fact that this president is the one instructing these people. So when we say he's silent, he's been silent on several issues, and he's actually ensured and solidified this toxic culture of people getting away with lawlessness and questionable activities. So when you look at the failure to be transparent, what comments did he make when it came to the 48 houses? Did he come out and say something? Nothing. So you have other acts now, the fire trucks, absolute silence. So you have more and more things coming out because he doesn't condemn these activities. If he did, it would set the tone where people would kind of start watching their behavior. So you're having other things happening, the bicycles, absolute silence, Chitaluchilufia misallocating funds, walking around with impunity, taking cadres to court, absolute silence from Lungu. You know, you can list like a whole lot of things. Someone who's threatening Zambians, break their bones. How can a president who claims to be president for the whole country, how can he be quiet on that issue? When that is someone threatening the electorate, the people who vote for you and put you in power. So what I've noticed with this PF government is that they've put party before country, whereas it should be the opposite. It should be country, you know, before party, not the other way around. So complete failures, cannot even stand up for the Zambian people, you know, to the Chinese investors who abuse them. So that should tell you that the country has been sold. The country has been sold because the things that are happening are not normal. They are the opposite of what we should be having. You cannot be staying silent in the midst of corruption. You cannot be staying silent when the Zambian people are being threatened that their bones will be broken. You know, this president stays quiet. So he is not the right leader for the country. There is the only country that's going to benefit with PF continuing in government is China. And it is also in their interest to make sure that they stay in power because they want to hide their crimes. If another party wins, all of these things activities they've been involved in, the ones that we have questioned about, the Mukula, you know, misallocation of funds, all of these things will come to light, and they are trying their hardest to hide this by holding on to power. So we need to be exposing this. That's why I'm urging opposition to come out on this platform, because you're being threatened. You can't physically go to the TV station, to the other TV and radio stations, because the cadres are coming there to stop you. The police are coming there to stop you. You need to be coming on a platform such as this and speaking. You need to start speaking now. There isn't much time left, you know, before the election. You cannot wait till 2021. You need to start speaking out now so that we see your commitment, you know? We need to see your commitment to the country. So start using other platforms. Don't just write messages on Facebook. Do videos. Interact with people who are going to be voting. It's very, very important. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. And from the silence of Mr. Lungu, the only thing we can deduce from that is that he agrees and condones. He is for corruption because he doesn't speak out against it. This is what we deduce from it. He is for corruption. He is for mismanagement of funds. He is for, you know, people committing crimes and walking around with impunity. He is for cadres threatening the Zambian people. He is for silencing divergent voices in the country. He is for China and not for Zambia. He stands for the idea that Zambians should be oppressed. And he sent the message loud and clear to the Zambian people by his silence. He is not open. He is not honest. He is not transparent. And the fact that he stays silent in crucial times when the country is in a crisis, you know, only communicates one thing to the people. It sends out a message of weakness, of a leader who is weak, a leader who is incapable of defending his policies. That's why he's kept his mouth sealed and he is not saying anything. So you can't have it any clearer than it is right now. So what you need to do when you go to the polls, make sure you vote PF back. That is the only way you can get your country back, because your country has been sold. This is the only opportunity there is. If PF continues in power, the whole of Zambia is gone. So vote them out. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Evangeline says you have said it all. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much, sis. See you on the next live stream. I'm sure something else will come up. And I'll speak to you as well on WhatsApp about something.
Yes,
thank you so much for your
Thank you.
contribution.
Good night and God bless you.
Good night. Good night. Okay, thank you so much, guys. It's Gole Lamatams, also known as Gelwopa Z, girl from Zambia. I have secured an interview of one of the most influential people in Zambia that knows a lot about what has been going on in the Patriotic Front. He was part of them. And I won't mention his name till the day he comes on my live stream. But once he turns up, this whole live stream will be lit by fire. So please keep your eyes open on this YouTube channel and my Facebook pages. I normally use my normal Facebook page because I find it more interactive more than my Facebook like page. But the Facebook like page is there as well. So please and please and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. 75,300 plus subscribers. Are we gonna hit 100,000 subscribers before December? Na totela sana. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Nangu vanchinge ukufilwa na kana na latulu kuja baga viene foye. Baga viene foye. Somebody wants to say something?
1 minute.
Oh, hello. Yes, sir.
Hello, how is it? Fine.
Yeah. I was about to close, about to say something. Is everything all right?
1 minute, please.
Okay. What would you like to say?
I would like to say there is this madness in African continent where president seems pretend to be so superior than other person, than anybody in this in their countries, where they are using government machinery to fight their opposition leaders. I think this madness must stop in our African continent, and we as young readers, we need to wake up and say enough is enough. As you see, I am elected a young man. I am a youth in my country.
Yeah.
I am calling other youths from African continent. I know that we are the ones who will change our continent, but it's not those old generation.
Yeah.
I think we must come up with a plan how we are going to change our African continent. That what is going on in Zambia is almost what is going on in our country, Kenya, where government is using its machinery to fight the people who goes against it.
Yeah.
We need to come together, young people. Let us raise up and say enough is enough. For instance, here in a neighboring country here, Uganda, we have been seeing young men beaten like dogs. I think we need to come up. I think thank you very much for this forum. I think we must come up with something. You try to connect African youths from all our African countries, at least we come up with something. We try to fight this nonsense. Yeah, I think you need to do something about this thing. We come together, we as leaders, we elected young leaders, and our youths who are big supporters of transformation in our continent. We come up with something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Join us again tomorrow, and maybe we can do some discussions about Kenya with you. Send me an email, lilymutamstv@gmail.com. So it's late now. See you tomorrow, everybody, when we have a live stream tomorrow, Saturday or tomorrow. Thank you so much. Nangu banchinge ukufilwa na kananal tulukusha bagafya